So this is the Basement Benchwarmers podcast live tonight. We're going to start a little slower this evening. Today, or yesterday, a good friend of ours passed away at the age of 50. John Perez, a great guy. Anytime you saw him, talked to him for hours about whatever. I'd argue many times the sports with him. So, because he was a stupid Packer fan and a stupid Brewer fan, but that's besides the point. Because Eric so is Ed and Eric. They're stupid Packer fans too. But so I just want to. I know Ed knew him a little bit. Played ball with him. Eric did not know him. Willie did. So anything you want to say about John before we move through the show tonight?
I don't know. There I am. I'm on there. John had an infectious laugh. Anybody's ever been around him, he had this laugh that would, if you didn't think it was funny, you just laugh because you heard him going. He always had a great tan. It looked like, and his hair was always immaculate, and he always smelled good too. Every time you seen him, so I mean, and like I said, you could sit down and talk with him about anything. And, this guy could drink too. One time I saw him up at AC Tap. We were up there for Winterfest, and he did, one of our deal was he had to drink the Three Wise Men. These are three of the biggest shot glasses I think I've ever seen in my life. And Johnny sucked those things down, and he was still standing up by the end of the night. But great guy, average dart player, great softball player, but even a better person. So we're going to miss you, buddy.
Yeah, he was a good guy. I always like being in like Finney's and you'd hear his laugh and you'd be like, oh, Perez is over there. You knew exactly where he was. I mean, I played a little ball with him. He played in our Equipo de Latino baseball. I think he was the only Latino guy we had on the team. And I don't even know if he spoke any Spanish, if I could remember. But yeah. He's a good guy.
He used to joke around. He was probably the only Hispanic guy that didn't know how to wash dishes. he would say that. John would say that to me. We were up the restaurant up in Dorian, and he'd go, "Yeah, I bet you I'm the only guy that doesn't know how to wash dishes here." I'm like, "Okay, John."
So a good friend of ours, John Perez, passed away at the age of 50 today. Like we were saying, I mean, infectious laugh, just an all around good guy, and So let's give a moment here and we'll go from there. So once again, John Perez, age of 50, passed away.
doing that because I want to take long showers with you assholes.
Ain't you them kids that have been whacking off in my tool shed?
By a bunch of fucking ice whores like yourselves.
Yeah, well, listen, you ought to ditch the Geeks in the car with now and get in with us, but that's all right. We'll worry about that later.
Oh my God. There's 100 morons in my basement. It's you, Larry. Lollygaggers.
Diamond dogs have struck again.
No, they could be a lot worse.
Why did you kiss my ear? Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
4 of us wolves running around the desert together in Las Vegas looking for strippers and cocaine. 1, 2, 3, Benchwarmers!
Yeah, with the Basement Benchwarmers podcast live
from Scott's parents' basement. This is the Basement Benchwarmers podcast.
Forgot about that part. Once again, with the Basement Benchwarmers podcast.
I thought we fired that guy.
Yeah. Live once again on Monday night. Talking about sports and other things such. Once again, we'll start like we always do. So we'll start with Ed. What did you do this past week, and what did you come across?
Well, actually, I flew down to Southern Florida for the weekend so I could take off my mask. Actually, we just need a couple days of beach time and, have some tropical drinks and stuff. But, anyways, a guy near us on the plane begins praying before takeoff. Have you ever seen this when these guys start doing it? He's a Latino guy. Which it was Spirit Airlines, so I get it. About an hour into the flight, this guy proceeds to take out his phone and start flipping through pictures of the young prostitutes he's going to get a hold of when he gets to Miami. God works in mysterious ways.
You have to pray for that?
I guess God didn't care about the prostitutes.
Oh, now we know.
Hey now.
I had a good weekend. It was very busy, a lot of kids sports stuff, but I did take time to watch the best 2 minutes in sports, the Kentucky Derby. And I just want to say congratulations to the GOAT, Bob Baffert. 7 Derby wins. Medina Spirit was the Kentucky Derby winner, but the guys had an incredible.
Did you just shut me off? That's enough of that.
Oh my gosh. I was just about to talk about bike racing.
I'm kidding. Go ahead. You finish up. Go ahead.
No, I mean, just
That's awesome. Censored.
It's a fun little, it's 2 minutes of horse racing. You guys, you didn't want nobody watched it?
Well, I did. I watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a nay.
Nay. Anywho, but other than that, it was a great weekend.
Hey, Eric, I got a serious question. I watched.
Is this Q&A time?
No, but while we're on it, I was like, I watched the pregame, and I got to ask you. You're an expert. Do the jockeys identify as elves or gnomes?
I'm
not good with the pronouns, so
I'm pretty sure it's gnomes. I don't know. I don't watch much of the.
They're colorful shirts, and they're those other not pointy hats, but and
they all weigh 126 pounds.
Right.
Soaking wet. Yeah.
I did watch the Derby as well, and I was rooting for Hot Rod Charlie.
Yeah.
As 5 guys from Brown University played for the football team.
Yeah, I saw the little thing on them. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It was pretty good. Other than that, watch some. They got the World Championship in women's curling, which is awesome. That's on right now, and watch some track and field this weekend. The relays. Did you guys know that they have mixed relays now, where men and women,
No.
both? Yeah, they do. They have a 2x2 by 400, and they have the 4x400. So you stagger. Some guys run first, and women, and then women, and then guys do the anchor. So
you're not going to shut down his mic, or
no? I'm starting.
Interesting tidbit.
Yeah,
it's humans that are racing, not horses. Then I guess you're more into that, huh?
Wasn't it like
and women's curling?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like the 80s this
He almost got
weekend?
the gong.
Yeah.
It wasn't I did get outside. Yeah.
I was going to say, did you get outside at all? You sound like you watched TV all weekend.
No,
It was a tad breezy this weekend.
It
though,
was. Yeah,
wasn't
it was good. It was good kite flying weather.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blew over my basketball hoop.
Yeah, mine moved all the way across the driveway.
Is that right?
Even with it has like 240 pounds of sand on it, but it still moved that far. It's crazy.
What the hell's a basketball hoop?
I don't know. Scott, how was your weekend?
Fine.
Okay, what's on the show for tonight?
So on tonight's show, I got the beer of the week. We have a draft recap. We're going to talk about NFC North, obviously, and also we'll look around the league, what happened in this past weekend's draft. Our fan poll and snake draft is greatest movie villains, and talk a little about the MLB and the NBA, and whatever else pops up and comes out of our mouths. Let's start off with the NBA. Yesterday, the Bucks with a pretty big win at home against the Nets. 117 to 114, I believe it was. Giannis had 49 points. Durant had 42, and so the Bucks big win at home. The Nets were without James Harden. But what do you guys take of the Bucks yesterday and how they look in the game? I know they were up by a little bit. They kind of let them back in the game as you always do with these teams, but they held them off and ended up winning. So, what do you think, Eric, about that game yesterday?
Well, I was at a soccer game in West Bend, and when we left the game, there was 5 minutes left, so I heard the last 5 minutes on the radio. So I don't know how they looked, but they sounded pretty damn good.
You couldn't watch them anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, that game I probably
it was on ABC.
Yeah, I would have had
ABC,
that game, but yeah, go figure. I got something that I got to do. It sounded great. It sounded very exciting. It was a lot of back and forth, a lot of a hell of a duel between two incredible basketball players, Durant and Giannis. And Giannis came out on top. I mean, they got the stops when they needed to. I mean, of course they're hitting threes, but consider the source. Kevin Durant he's a monster. I think he had nine threes or something like that with 40 some points. I mean,
42, yeah.
And then Giannis got 49. So,
Steve Fiver told you to put mask back on, Ed.
Ed, okay, thanks. Okay, because I still have mine on. It's custom.
I think that's a good game, national TV game for Giannis. I think he's going to be in the MVP talk maybe a little bit now. They'll start seeing him a little more, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
Don't know if he'll win it. I think it's hard to win 3 in a row, but I know we had talked last week about this, and I don't think he was in the conversation with many teams, which he should be, or in the top 3 or 4, but he should be. His numbers are just as good if they were, if not better, than past years. So
yeah,
I think he can get in there.
So I just was reading here. It's his third most points in a game in his career.
Yeah, 52 is his high, I believe.
Yeah, 52 against Philly in March 2019 and 50 against Utah in November 2019.
I was at the 50-point game.
Were you?
Yeah, I believe I was. If it was at home, I was at that game.
And then I guess 35 of the 49 points were against with DeAndre Jordan as his primary defender. So,
yeah.
Civ.
I know at the end of the game, Blake was on him a lot, and he was just eating Blake Griffin a lot.
He did his step under move on him that it was Blake Griffin was looking over here and he was already laying the ball.
And Ted Davis, who was doing the game, goes, maybe 5 years ago Blake could have defended Giannis, but not anymore.
No.
Not a chance.
Also, did you see LeBron in the news again? And no, it's about basketball. We're not going to talk anything else.
I just saw a tweet from him that he's like sort of apologizing now for what he tweeted a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, well, this is about basketball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He is upset about the NBA, how they're doing these 7, 8, 9, and 10. And he said whoever made up that rule should be fired. When he was a 1 or 2 seed, he didn't care.
Right.
Oh, now exactly. Now he's right. And
now
really, I looked at the standings today. They're
in a dogfight for that 6th seed.
It's a couple games, really.
And he's out now. Indefinitely. Ankle and a shoulder injury. Oh.
Yeah, and when he came back, he made the comment about how the injury that he just had he may be like on his way to being done. He said he cannot be the guy he used to be. Exactly. But I mean, I just thought that's an interesting thing from an egomaniac to say.
Excuses. Yeah, that's all I keep saying.
You didn't see Tom Brady retire after his championship year. Not in the middle of the next. Maybe if he does this year and retires game 12 or something.
Yeah, but
take his ball and go home.
No, I did see that though. He said he'll never be 100% again. LeBron. Well, no player after playing in the NBA for even 5 years in the same. Giannis ain't the same as he was body wise 5 years ago, but he just plays through it.
Yeah, we take all the bullshit about LeBron out of the picture and look at his career. He's played since he's been 18. I mean, that's a lot of miles on that body. He's got to be breaking down at some point. I mean, Kobe did too towards the end of his career, and Kobe only played to 35, 36 when he retired.
He was 38.
He was 38. And he
because-
started when he was
because-
18.
because
20 years. 20 years.
ago,
Yeah,
yeah.
He started when he was 18, and LeBron
I
started.
believe he was 38.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes
yeah.
the 20-year thing makes sense. But and so LeBron's, I don't know how old is LeBron?
34, 5, 6,
Yeah.
6.
So it's like, and Kobe had those last couple of years that was, iffy, other than the last game where he scored 60. But yeah. So
Does any player in any sport, finish out with a great year and then just go, I'm retired though? Or,
John Elway.
Yeah.
First guy comes to mind.
Ted Williams too, but yeah.
Won a Super Bowl last year.
Well, Tom Brady
And had a good year.
Brady's going to do it.
Well, Tom Brady, even if
It doesn't really matter.
it
doesn't.
But I know what you're saying. A guy just said, I'm done. I got to go on top. And it's hard, Tom Brady probably should have.
Yeah, Barry Sanders. I don't know if he was the top running back then.
They didn't win anything.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the winning part. And
Jerome Bettis,
because of a coach.
Bettis won the Super Bowl and then retired,
Bettis.
but he was just a piece. He wasn't really the guy.
No, I'm saying like the guy.
Yeah, and I don't think Elway was really the guy when he retired.
We were talking about this today with some guys. I was talking to some guys about this. Let me ask you a question. I'm sorry to take away. We can go back to that in a minute, but back to LeBron. Will there ever be a more the word's polarizing, but I'm going to say disliked person, because he's becoming very disliked.
Yeah.
Okay. Throughout, most sports fans, no matter if you're a fan, whatever, and not just because of the whole thing. Even before everything started, he was still that guy that walked around like, telling people he was the greatest. First thing you don't tell people the greatest, they tell you. That's the old quote. But do you think of all sports ever, he's easily 1, 2, 3, whatever. Okay, I'm going to put him at 3 just because I'm never putting him at 1 or 2. I'll put him at 2, but never 1. But think of all the sports in your life. Has there ever been a guy like that's been that great at a sport that is going to go off with an approval rating of probably like 25%? I mean, you think about it. Any athlete, you can name guys right now that even Tom Brady, he's disliked because he beats your team. But people are still go at the end, and most people are starting to say it's more about him. I don't like him, but I respect him.
Yeah, I got one. I mean, Barry Bonds.
Yeah,
Barry Bonds was pretty well hated when he was incredible right at the end. At the age of 45, he was still.
But Barry Bonds, it was more. I guess
he was pretty disliked.
You should be able to have your views though,
Hated.
but LeBron's being hated by people who don't even watch sports.
Yeah, that's
because he doesn't talk about sports.
I'm just saying he's being disliked by
because
all
Barry
people.
didn't step outside of
Barry
sports.
Bonds
It was about just being a jerk in the sporting world.
Anybody have fought teammates in the there's other guys, but Jeff Kent, that was one of the most famous ones, correct? When he fought Jeff Kent in the dugout. So, but yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about it. Barry Bonds is a good one. I like Barry Bonds.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of anybody
It's
else.
hard though. It's hard.
I mean, I bet you if we go in the way back. I mean, Willie, what do you think? Maybe like Ty Cobb.
Why do you say
Ty Cobb?
Ty Cobb, when I was hanging out, I mean, the newspaper, they never wrote very nice about him.
Well, Babe Ruth was kind of just a
Well, yeah,
he was
drunk.
beloved in New York.
Even around the country, people looked up to Babe Ruth. They didn't know all the inside stories.
No, like Ty Cobb too got players, but you read, look how great you didn't know he was a raging racist, and he was and he just would sharpen his cleats to take your legs out and stuff like that. So, which back then that was okay.
He was a very intelligent guy. He bought a lot of stock in like Coca-Cola when he was young. That's what he made him rich.
Yeah,
he was like one of the richest people back. Like players and stuff.
Yeah.
And it wasn't from baseball, it was from his investments.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're right with the, outside of sports thing. I mean, for what he does and what he says, and he doesn't, the whole situation we just had a couple of weeks ago where he didn't think things through, and he's hated by people that aren't even watching basketball. I mean, I think you got a good point there. And he's not even, is he really even beloved in Los Angeles? Like when you go to Staples Center, remember you went to Staples Center, right?
Yeah.
Where you like right across the street, there's like a huge mural of Kobe and all this stuff. It's like, I don't think they really have embraced LeBron in Los Angeles, even though they won a championship. I don't.
Hop brings up Tiger Woods, but
no,
I like Tiger Woods.
Tiger's bounced back though. I mean, I think he's beloved again.
He's more indiscretions than being just a guy that comes. I mean, he kind of had a drug problem at one point. He was a womanizer at one point, basically, or he might have had a sexual addiction, possibly.
Not even a good one either.
But I'm just, I'm saying, I mean, that's kind of I don't know. People are still going to say, I mean, how many people rooted for him when he came back, won the Masters. It wasn't like there was a quiet golf clap. The place was something like it was a goal in the World Cup or something
and
happening.
He's actually pretty well respected around the whole entire PGA.
He's became very respected because he's become more personable with other players.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he has kind of opened up a little. Willie, what do you want to say? Something?
I was just going to say something. You know, we live in a very forgiving society. You
Yes.
know, you think about this. I mean, but LeBron just can't get out of his own way.
No.
He might.
You forget about something and something else comes out.
And he'll say
every
something.
week there's something.
The only place that he's really loved is Akron, because I know he does a lot for that community. I mean, you know, he's trying to put all these kids through college there. He's got this big program going on, and I think it's a great job what he's doing there. But you know, I think you just gotta stay in your lane sometimes and just do what you're supposed to do. You know, especially when you go back there and you start ragging about the playoffs and playoffs. And like Scott said, you were going to hear about if he's 1 or 2 seed. Now he's on the 6, teetering on the 7 right there with, I think they're with Portland. I think it is.
Yeah, it's like a crybaby.
But to come out and not they're going to do it, but the person should be fired.
Yeah.
What is he, Aaron Rodgers?
Well, we're getting there now with that too.
Hello.
I was trying to think, and I'm going, you know, can you imagine? It would be like Hank Aaron just being hated by everybody, you know, or just every week he goes on WISN or whatever they had back in the old days in Milwaukee. It makes just horrible comments. I hate brats and beer. And be like, this guy's an asshole. But that's essentially LeBron, you know. They didn't have Twitter and all that shit back then, but
they didn't have Tweeter.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Your point on that, we are a forgiving society, but I don't think LeBron's going to be. I don't think he's going to be a forgivable. I mean, I guess maybe because you're going to 20 years from now, you're going to be like, wow, he was incredible. Look at how good he was, blah, blah, blah. And nobody's going to even really remember all, other than maybe us. Our generation will.
I don't know. He's digging a pretty deep hole right now.
I think what Willie said is the perfect thing. I mean, he doesn't give you a chance to forgive him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He keeps coming back and
because he just keeps doing more and more and more.
He's
every
like the
week.
news cycle.
I mean, the last thing he did, and I don't want to get into all, but it was pretty bad.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It could take, and it was. I just don't. Wrong or right or whatever with the situation, it's still not the correct way to handle a situation, something like that. If you want to be ahead of it. I mean, learned a lot from him when this happened last year in the summer, and George Hill and the Bucks took charge of this whole thing and decided not to play a game, and then he was mad at the Bucks for doing that because it wasn't my idea. I thought it was hilarious. I just told you who that person is. It really doesn't. I can't believe the rest of the league even talks like that. If I was other players, I'm like, whatever. I mean, this guy, you could be the best. You just have to be. Oh, Barry Bonds was liked by many people.
No,
I don't think even by his teammates.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean,
and he wasn't really that embraced in San Francisco either.
He was one of those guys that he was lucky he was good at baseball.
Oh yeah,
you were a terrible batting coach, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was a miserable year, I guess.
We talked about that.
Yeah. You were in awe though by his physical gift, and
he was incredible.
It's just amazing.
It was like looking at a Macy's Day Parade balloon, the big head bobbing up to the plate.
But when your team isn't even, supporting you and they want to beat your ass, and and most of the other rest of the country hates you too.
Oh, I think this is a good.
I mean, you might as well run for public office.
This is a good segue into our poll question, isn't it?
Yeah, let's go into it.
Yeah,
it's a great call.
We're talking about villains,
let's
right?
go into our poll question now. Start early tonight. We usually do later. That's a good call.
You needed to be cut off.
So tonight's poll question is greatest movie villain, or any villain you want to throw out there. I mean, it's up to you, but movie villain we'll go with. I mean, not normal, whatever. So, what do you guys got? Anybody got anything staring them in the face right now? No?
I forgot to. Well, you put it on my timeline, so let me take a quick look.
Yeah, I have something. Here we go. So I have a few actually. I'll go with mine first. I have Ray Zielinski.
Yeah, Zielinski Auto.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's a good. I didn't even think of that one.
John
that's awesome.
Wing, John Zarnecki. Jobber said Ernie McCracken. That's a great one too.
Oh my gosh, these are awesome.
Pamela Wilson said Dr. Evil. Shauna Perez said Darth Vader. Matt Hoppenstadt said Hans Gruber.
Yeah.
I said David Gruber. No, I'm just kidding.
He might be.
Call, that's all.
Jenny Cavalli said Cruella DeVille.
Oh, I see that right now.
Matt Schneider said Shooter McGavin.
Yes.
Oh,
Billy Alfredson said Hannibal Lecter. Mike Talley also said Ernie McCracken. You know, I do not know who this is, and not maybe
'Cause I'm bigger.
I'm out of touch. Who is this? Steve Simonovich said this guy clapping. I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
I don't know who that is. I have no
Steve,
idea.
if you're listening, please let us know.
Yeah. Is that Draco Malfoy? I don't know.
Oh, is it a Harry Potter?
Kyle Schmicky said the little guy from Saw, which would be Jigsaw, correct? The guy that rode the creepy. No, the thing on the bike. Is he talking about that drove around? I don't know. Scott Collins said the Joker, Heath Ledger playing him.
I think that is. I think that is Malfoy.
Oh, Malfoy.
Is it really?
I believe so.
Joe Lucis Roccavelli said the Joker.
If it is, my brother-in-law hangs around with that guy.
Shane Ramos said Barry Badrineth.
I
don't know who that is.
I don't know either.
Barry Badrineth.
Let's look it up.
Badrineth. Yeah, look it up.
I don't know.
Darth Vader, Tom Mauer. Thomas Miller said Admiral Zod. Nick Sturt said Thanos. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Zach Pearson said Joker. Willie, you got anything?
I probably do, but I can't find it right now.
I think I have one more to tell you guys.
Barry Badrineth was in Beer Fest.
Oh,
yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one. Then
that is a great one.
Beer Fest Barry.
Beer Fest.
And who played him?
Let's see here.
I remember my first beer.
Jay Chandraskar.
Oh, it was.
He was. I remember my
so
first beer. I remember,
that's from Super Troopers. That's the main guy.
Okay, I don't.
That's Ramathorn.
I think I've seen this movie, but I don't really remember. It doesn't stand out to me.
I have one more here for you guys. I have Heath Ledger Joker from Scotty Gann. So that's what I had.
Hannibal Lecter. Is that what you said? Hannibal Lecter?
And no, Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Heath
Yeah,
Ledger.
his Joker was awesome too.
So I guess we can start it up, and we'll do ours real quick. So, Ed, you can start with this tonight since you are you're right there. So go.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the guy with the worst, filthiest mouth in the history of television and movies, Roman Troy Mulroney.
You fucking sneaky bastard. I'm gonna take you to work. I'm gonna nail it to the wall. I'm gonna crush you boils in a meat grinder. I'm gonna cut off your arms. I'm gonna shove them up your asshole. Dirty summon up at my own club. I'm gonna get you for this. Roman Maroni, never forget the Fargan face, kid.
This is Fargan War.
This is Fargan War.
That's from Johnny Dangerously, one of the great,
that is
serious movies of all time.
We collectively have. I mean, we're fans of that movie.
Oh,
I mean, not a lot of people know that. I think that's a fairly obscure movie.
There's another villain in there. I don't think anybody's going to choose him here.
Joe Piscopo.
Joe Piscopo with his 88 mag that
It
shoots through
schools.
One of the funniest parts of the movie. It's not even that funny. Is when they're like, and now they're driving. You're not gonna believe this. Got rubber duckies on the side.
Yeah,
it's
the
so
rubber
dumb. But
Duckies and bunnies.
Duckies and bunnies.
Yeah, because they
Seattle
kept peeling.
Duels.
Wasn't it shelf paper? They
Yeah,
kept peeling it off and peeling it
They
off.
wallpapered the car.
Yeah, exactly.
So Eric, go.
Well, there's so many obvious ones, and then there's some fun ones like we just did. I mean, I guess I'll take one of the obvious ones, and that's Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, he was badass. If you think about it,
Just an incredible character. I mean,
is that Willie breathing?
this just sounds like a normal podcast with Scott. Normally he's chewing gum real loud or something.
Oh, Willie.
I'm going to go with Vincent Vega, Pulp Fiction.
Ooh, I didn't
Nice.
even think of that one. That's great. But he's more of a hero to me.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
Yeah, he saved what's her name? Give him the shot.
That's right.
Wasn't that what was the quarterback
Uma.
of the Chargers? Wasn't it Vincent Vega that?
Oh,
You
yeah,
mean
right.
the trainer from the Chargers?
Yeah, it was. What did I say?
The quarter. I don't know what you said, but you said something.
No,
from
the quarterback got the shot from Vincent Vega.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Yeah. Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, Tyrod. Yeah.
Tyrod. Okay, so my two. I'm gonna go. My first one's gonna be, the Wicked Witch of the West.
Great one. One of my
that's a good
favorite
one.
movies of all time.
Yep. First movie ever in color, correct?
Yes,
in the
it was.
theaters or ever colorized? What they
was
was
colorized.
colorized.
Of the
It was
main
colorized.
Was it
yeah.
called colorized? That was what they used, or color or some weird thing they used.
Yeah, 1939.
Technicolor.
And my second one is going to be, and I have a couple here. I don't want to get. You know what? I'm gonna go with Voldemort from the Harry Potter series.
Yeah, you can't. You're not even supposed to say his name.
Oh God.
He who cannot be
Oh
named.
shit, that's
Right.
like Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
You're
you just
screwed.
screwed
I'm
us,
done.
dude.
Great. I'm gonna look like a Willie. Go ahead, Willie.
What? All right, here's one off the wall. Biff Tannen.
Oh, Biff. Yep. That's a good one. I like that one.
Real quick, Tony Gagliardo said Professor James Moriarty.
Oh,
What's that from?
From the Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
nice. Okay, yep. I know. Not from what was the
gonna get-
one of the dumbest movies ever, but it was hilarious, and it was with
I've never seen the movie.
Will Ferrell and they were the Sherlock Holmes. What was that
Oh,
called?
oh, God.
That movie was so dumb, but it was hilarious.
You should ask Kevin Rash. He would know that.
Oh.
He knows everything about Will Ferrell, you know.
Oh, and the character must have been James Earl Jones in that movie because he said he grew up in Manistee.
That's right. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Eric. I'm sorry. Willie went. Yep. My bad.
Hello, Clarice. Hannibal Lecter.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, for
Nice.
sure.
Okay.
Dr. Lecter.
Oh, I've got two.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Montgomery Burns from The Simpsons.
Yes.
Excellent. And then my second one's gonna be the T1000, which was way badder ass than that wimpy T800 played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
You remember that
2000
one?
was that the other guy?
That was Robert Patrick
Robert
when he was
Patrick,
like
yeah.
the liquid metal.
Yeah. You know what? You're gonna. I never saw Terminator.
The first one or the second?
Any of them?
Oh my god, they're awesome.
Yeah, I never seen them. So
I was going to tell you a whole story about it, but you're not even going to understand what's going on.
okay. Did you take two? You get one more.
No, I took Montgomery Burns and the
Montgomery Burns.
T1000.
Oh, yes.
We're gonna have tons of honorable mentions.
There's
here.
so many. Yeah, I know there's some fun ones, but you can't. You have to give a tribute to these historic ones. And how about this one? I wish I could do the sound of music.
Oh,
Norman Bates.
There you go. Hell yeah.
Okay.
I think his name was the Psycho.
He loved his mommy.
Yes.
Ed or Willie.
All right, another one for you here. Warden Norton from
From the
Shawshank Redemption.
Norton!
Oh yeah, he was an asshole.
He was.
That's one of the best.
Good call.
That's a top 10 movie right there.
I thought Willie was talking about the honeymooners with his age.
Norton.
I'm gonna go with an actual really good. Is he really a villain? I don't know, but it's a really good movie, kind of a Marvel off the wall movie. Venom was a very good movie, and it was pretty crazy. It was just the anti Spider-Man. And I'm gonna go also with. Man, there's so many. Well, we can do. I'm gonna go with one of the classic ones. One of my favorite horror movies of back in the day. Overall, I won't name them because they're the ones you can say. I'm gonna go with Freddy Krueger. Was a great.
Yeah, great.
It's better than any other ones. You might name him later. We'll talk about him later. But he's my ultimate. Freddy Krueger was awesome.
Yep, and he's funny as shit.
He was. As he was killing people, he made great jokes.
As he's like ripping his head out, you got the brains, and
Yeah, I got the brawn.
You big Krugered. Oh, Willie.
I'm going to go with King Edward I from Braveheart.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Willie knew him.
That's right.
I know him.
We used to ride ponies together.
I know him.
Outside Kmart.
A shilling or whatever.
Speaking of horses, Eric, you're up.
good
Well, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So Jack Torrance from The Shining, much better book than the movie, but The Shining, Jack Torrance.
I hate when people say that because that's trying to be smarter than everybody else. I hate that. I don't
Seriously,
like that.
I thought. I mean, the movie is
The
great.
book's way better. Oh,
The
I'm
movie
sorry.
is great,
What the hell's
but
a book?
when you
It's
read
like
the
going,
book,
you've got to have caviar on that.
Jesus, Willie, we got to start a book
not
podcast,
funny.
you and me.
There you
Yeah,
go.
these guys, they don't even know what a book is.
Willie, he reads.
No,
I'm the non-read.
Oh, I do not read.
Oh, you don't?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, good.
I've had a book.
You know what? Go do this podcast by ourselves.
I've had a book on my table next to my bed for a year and a half, and I've read it exactly like 6 pages.
It's got a big
Karma Sutra.
Well, no, I just say the
got a
joy
big
of
water
sex.
ring around it.
It's Stranger in a Strange Land, but yeah, I mean, it's a
Same
classic.
Same thing.
Oh, my
50
God.
Shades of Grey.
I can't read that. Bonerville.
So
Can we
He gets all
keep
worked
doing
up.
this? Can we do like 4 more rounds of this? Because there's so many damn.
Ed's up now.
I
Oh,
got
yeah.
the baddest one of all.
Okay.
Kaiser Soze.
Oh,
Yeah,
very good.
I
yeah.
thought about that one too.
That's a great
one.
movie and a great twist. So let's okay, we'll go around room and maybe take one. We'll just keep going until we almost like let's play a game.
Until we
It's a
stop.
game we used to play, and we gotta get back.
But
game
we can't turn. I got to
where-
turn mine
where
off then.
I would give you a no. You can look at it. That's fine. We can look at it. You don't gotta guess it.
Oh,
We'll
Oh,
just
you're
look at
gonna
your
give
list.
us somebody?
You can no. You can look. I'm just saying. Just let's name it till we can't name anymore.
Oh, okay.
And that we gotta get back to that. Remember you said that name the leading receivers, and you have to name them. And someone
Yeah,
loses.
that
Get
was
back
fun.
doing that was fun. We'll get back to doing that
Yeah.
eventually.
yeah, we'll do it during baseball season when nothing's interesting going on.
Yeah. So go ahead, Ed, with another one if you got one. Throw it out there.
Newman.
Oh,
Hello,
beautiful,
Newman.
beautiful.
That'd be a movie.
Oh, wait.
No, it's just a.
Oh, well, this is you could do it with shows. Although I was thinking about that with TV shows, is all the Netflix stuff. The villain is usually the hero. If you think about it, Walter White and
Dexter.
yeah, all the villains now are the popular characters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the fat guy from that Sopranos.
Yeah, Tony,
Yeah, him too.
Tony
I was going to say
Soprano.
Paulie Walnuts, but yeah.
Paulie D's nuts.
Uh,
I got. I mean, there's so many. I'll do some fun ones. That how about just because everybody thinks I look like him? How about Chucky?
Jesus. I never even thought about it, but you're a dead on there.
Nailed it.
Chucky, and I go, you don't look like Chucky. Oh yeah, you do a little bit.
It's a,
It's because you're wearing diapers tonight. That's why you look like Chucky.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Willie's being a diapers.
squishy. Squishy. I'm gonna go with John Doe from the movie Seven.
Oh,
Kaiser Soze again.
yeah, he's
Right.
got
Same guy.
and there's a lot of actors that have they're meant to play
Typecast, I'm telling
villains. Yeah.
I don't know who this is, and I want to ask you guys because I saw it and I know what it's from, but I can't remember, and I lost it now. I'll find it in a minute. But I'm gonna go on the tangent I was on before. I'm gonna go with Mike Myers from the Halloween movies. Like I don't want to name other ones, but yeah, that's another one.
You know what's scary about Mike Myers? He never says anything. You don't know why he's killing anybody.
You know what else Mike Myers is in?
He's got like no motive. He just kills.
Does this say Mike Myers?
Yeah, baby.
Oh no,
Yeah.
wrong Mike Myers. You're right. Yeah, he's just
That's what's scary about
I
him.
saw the last Halloween, and we went to the theater, and I saw it, and I never saw any of the other Halloweens. First one I saw, and horror movies are just awesome because the guy, like, he just keeps walking toward people from blocks away, and you can't kill him or get away. And he's supposed to be a human being. Mike Myers is not supposed to be a superhero.
Yeah.
Just walks. Cops can't stop. And in the movie, he gets this building collapse, burns down, burns to the ground, and all you hear at the end is like he's alive breathing.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, this is
John Carpenter's got to be turning over in his grave from from the original.
Yeah. Willie, got another one?
I do. How about Frank Costello, The Departed?
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
I like that one.
One of my favorite movies ever. So Detective Alonzo Harris from Training Day.
Oh yeah,
He
very
was
good. Oh yeah,
just a criminal mind as a cop.
That's a good one too. I
That's a good
like
one.
it.
I've got the Smoking Man from X-Files.
Oh, okay.
Remember him?
Yep.
You don't know if he's bad or good, but mostly bad.
Do you smoke? Or
And one of
something?
my favorites, David Lopan from Big Trouble in Little China. 7 foot tall guy.
I got Commodus from Gladiator.
Nice. This is in Corey Tussler, Scar from The Lion King.
Oh, that's
yeah,
a good
that's
one.
a really good one.
Anything else? Any other one, Willie, or no?
I've got one more. How about Tommy DeVito from The Goodfellas?
Oh, nice.
Again, he was like a hero to me, though.
Okay, I gotta ask you guys this because I
Yeah,
can't.
whacked.
I can't. Pennywise.
Yeah,
That's a clown.
from It.
Oh yeah.
It.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
okay. Pennywise. Okay, that's okay. I knew it was, and I'm
And
gonna.
think it was played by Tim Curry, I think.
Yes, he was originally.
Yeah,
Yep. One that I'm gonna say is Shredder
Mm.
from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
He had me there.
Great
Nice.
one. Great one. So one more time. Let's go around one more time. If you got one.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
No?
I got somebody here.
Well, I like Jim Carrey's Riddler, who I thought was pretty good. Riddler.
Okay.
I like that. I like Jack Nicholson's Joker also. I think that gets thrown aside, but that was a great Joker.
But obviously the Dark Knight one got mentioned, right?
Yeah, Heath Ledger got mentioned.
That wasn't the poll.
I got one more here. Max Cady, Cape Fear.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good one.
How about the?
But which one? The newer was it De
Niro? De Niro was it? Yeah.
Okay, the older one was I think Robert Mitchum, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right.
Who's Gordon Gekko?
Hey, from Wall Street.
Wall Street, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, good one too. Nice.
Mr. Potter from It's a Wonderful Life. And then I mean, just when we get one more, just the Star Wars stuff. Kylo Ren, that's another really good villain.
How about you're going to Christmas theme? How about Ebenezer Scrooge?
Oh God, I mean,
one of the greatest villains ever.
Yeah, he's.
But he became
Mount Rushmore,
the greatest guy at the end.
Yeah, he did. That's true.
Right.
So maybe he's not a real villain.
He probably went back to his ways.
Although Kylo Ren saved what's her name's life at the end. Oh, spoiler alert.
But that's a Star Wars thing, though. The good becomes
Darth Vader,
or the
did the same
bad
thing,
becomes good. The good becomes bad. It's all a fight against good and evil type yin yang
It's an
thing.
incredible.
You know what? I got an old one. Willie will know this one from The Night of the Hunter. Remember that old black and white movie with Robert Mitchum, where he was like he was in prison. He had was it Love and Hate?
Oh,
and this isn't old. I mean, it's from like the 50s, 55. But he was like brutal religious guy that would just
sounded just like
they slicing people's throats, and you didn't see that in movies back then.
No, not at all.
How about you got any more?
I got one for him.
Okay, go ahead.
It's not from a movie, but I want to know your opinion. Gus Fring.
Oh yeah, I mean, if we did a thing on TV series,
I mean,
he's up there. He's definitely up there.
Yeah. I mean,
there's so many characters from that show.
Oh,
Did you ever? Well, you watched Breaking Bad, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I did,
Yeah. There's so many characters from that show. Lydia's a
yeah,
villain.
she
Oh
was.
my God. But yeah, it's
How about Walter White?
You know what?
and your Ozark.
Breaking Bad. The book was way better.
Yeah. But think about Scott. Think about Ozark.
Ozark.
The couple, the old couple.
Yeah, the woman.
Yeah,
Not
she's
the
well,
woman.
she's the real villain. But there's a lot of villains in that show. The FBI agent.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Just
There's
terrible.
a lot of villains. in
Just
that
terrible people.
What's
in
the
that
motorcycle show with all those?
movie. Oh,
kids?
Sons of Anarchy.
They're all
Wow.
bad.
They're all villains.
No, but you loved them.
Yeah, that's the
The
thing.
villains were the cops. The FBI
Oh.
was the villains. Remember that
Yeah.
guy?
I didn't watch Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, the guy. You know what I'm talking about? The
Yeah.
real tall, skinny guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
The FBI agent that kept turning,
Sure.
cutting corners. Obviously, he was trying to catch him because they were doing illegal stuff. But the cops became the villains. Like
It's
the real world.
almost all the shows.
It's
like
weird.
the real world.
It's weird.
But yeah,
Defund the
in TV,
FBI.
Yeah.
in TV, or the world of Netflix, all of the villains are now our favorite characters.
Seriously,
that's the way it's going.
Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, it's just
Mad Men.
Peaky Blinders. That show is full of villains.
Well,
Everybody's bad now.
Everybody's
talking
bad
about
in the show.
services like that. Apple TV, the on Ted Lasso, the boss became his villain. Now she's not the villain anymore.
Yeah, we need a new villain.
No, it's what's his name? The good player.
The player that left.
Yeah,
he's
what the
not-
heck's
is he
his
really
name?
the villain though?
No, the former owner is the villain.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
Yes, her
Yes.
ex-husband is.
Yeah. Yep.
He is the villain. He'll be coming back to you. Right.
You know what he is? He's a wanka.
He's a wanka. And I'll give our final villain.
Okay, good.
Our final villain, Aaron Rodgers.
You're listening to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers. And our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com.
So before we get to football, we'll finish up the show with football, but let's go to the MLB real quick.
Still
And
It was sparkly water.
so the MLB with the Cubs, we'll talk Cubs, Brewers, and White Sox. We'll start with the White Sox. Eloy Jimenez is already out, and just found out they lost Louis Robert to a hip muscle tear. Correct?
Yeah, they said it was like a grade 3 tear, or grade 3, which is a tear.
So I know a few of us picked it for the playoffs, and I wouldn't change my pick because they still have I think they still can pitch their way to deep because they still got a good pitching staff, and I always call that the Giant way. The San Francisco Giant way.
Yeah.
When I was 3, they won every other year for in 6 years. They won every other year, and they were the lowest team average in baseball, and they still won these World Series. So you can do it if you can pitch, and except unless your name is what's the kid from the Mets? Poor kid.
Oh, DeGrom.
Yeah, let's say DeGrom.
Yeah.
You can't win because your team can't even get you a run. But so what do you guys think about the White Sox? Do you think it? Obviously, I guess a dumb question. Do you think obviously it hurts their chances, but you think it really they can still do it? Do you think they can still be that team to be a wild card to win that division with those injuries? And those are two big bats. I mean, you've already missed
those
one.
bats, yeah. I mean, those
although
are
Tim
huge
Anderson's
bats.
kind of hitting there but yeah, what do you guys think?
No, because if they take any more injuries, it's going to be a disaster. I mean, Robert was hitting 319 now when he went down. He's in his second year. I don't know if he wasn't batting lead.
And does that hurt his career too? A hip injury, man. That's all your torque and
speed.
But all your torque and stuff come through that. And hitters is all about your core, right?
It's killing me because I'm in fantasy. I had both those guys in multiple leagues. It's devastating.
Yeah.
And for the White Sox too, those guys. I only had $100 riding on it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So Eric, what do you think?
What channel are they on? Can I stream them?
They're on I think they're on Comcast also, aren't they?
Nah, I don't get that. I think what you're saying about the pitching, because the pitching is there, could possibly get them still into a wild card spot. But yeah, that's pretty devastating. So I'll say yes, but not with a lot of confidence.
Okay. Wilma.
I think so. I mean, I'm just reading here. It says Luis Roberts out 12 to 16 weeks with a torn hip flexor. So,
but that's without any surgery and without rehab yet. So,
right,
it's going to be worse.
Maybe he's
Eloy might come back right at the end if they were in like late August, September, possibly if they're in the big hunt. But I don't know.
I was listening to the radio on the way home, and they were talking. All these people, these White Sox fans, they got to trade for a outfielder. They need, they do. They need a bat right now. And someone was like throwing up, some Cubs. What's his name?
Chris Bryant.
Yeah, Chris Bryant going, hey,
they've traded away. So they've traded before the White Sox with the Jose Quintana deal. So
it's not a bad move.
No,
get Michael Kopech back and that'd be
right. They said he's an untouchable.
Giolito. Yeah, just those two. Just those two.
That's good enough.
That's fine. Yeah, that works.
No, I mean they match up. It's easy trade. They've traded before. I don't know.
And and the other thing
they need a bat though.
Oh, they do big time, and you got like another handicap, La Russa. So
yeah, he's got his dye runs down his head when he starts getting warm in Chicago. Watch out.
Who would have thought La Russa would have outlasted two young 20-year-old guys during the season?
Right?
Jeez.
So with the Brewers, playing pretty well right now. Did they take 3 out of 4 or 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers? Was it 3 out of 4? They play them on Thursday too.
Yeah, I believe they did.
So they took 3 out of 4 from the Dodgers. They got beat up pretty good yesterday. But if I'm taking 3 out of 4, I'm fine getting losing by 10 or every fourth game. That's fine with me.
Heck yeah.
And they threw some guy out there. I think they took it as a rest day. They let the guy go out there, got beat up, and they threw 3 pitchers and took what it was.
Yeah, I never even heard of that guy.
Yeah, 3 out of 4. Hop just said so. Brewers, man, they're pitching really well right now.
But Burns is down now.
Oh yeah, but they're getting Yelich back this week, which
they got him back today.
Yeah,
but Keston Hiura now was sent down because he's been garbage.
Well, yeah, he's terrible. They've been having, and that's the problem they're having now. They're playing, and it's not a problem, but they're playing what's his name at first, and that hurts them defensively. The big boy Vogelbach. Vogelbach's got a great bat, but he's not a first base. He's not a defensive player. So, but softball, you put the guy that can hit and hope that he only got to scoop a few balls. It's fine.
Yeah.
So the Brewers right now are looking like they're looking really good in that division right now. It's hard to.
Lorenzo Cain came back too, didn't he?
Oh, I believe so. Yeah. So they're getting back to full. They're getting back a lot of guys, and they were doing well without him. So let's see how that helps them. What do you guys think about the Brewers?
Well, I mean, they caught the Dodgers kind of in a downturn. I mean, what's their record in the last 13 games, Scott?
69, 6-9. They are missing Bellinger. He's been out for a while, and looks like he's gonna be out for a few more weeks. So not that. That's a big hole in your lineup. It really is. I don't care who you got. That just changes your lineup. It really, and it's being a lefty. It changes the lineup. It really does. And
plus, he's been playing center fielder, or wasn't he for a while?
He was playing playing center, or he was playing on the corner. He might have been playing one of the corners or left or right, but he was playing the outfield for him.
Oh yeah,
and the replacements, they don't have. I mean, no matter how good you think they are, if everybody stays healthy, they're awesome.
Yeah, Pollock's played pretty well lately too, but he can never stay healthy.
Yeah.
Talking about the Dodgers there after their extra inning loss the other night, they're the worst record in the National League over that span with as 3-10, and the Tigers are the only worst team, 2-11.
So it's not 6-9.
No,
So
it doesn't add up, I don't think.
So that
doesn't make
$400 million roster is not paying off right now.
Yeah.
Well, they play like 500 games, don't they?
Yeah,
Major League Baseball.
I guarantee they'll catch up.
Yeah,
Right.
they'll be
Yeah,
fine.
everybody has
But they're right there, aren't they? Were they tied for first, or did they fall to second in the division?
Yeah, lucky you can go 3-10 and still be in first.
Yeah, exactly, because they had such a huge lead.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
They got so much pitching and depth. It's ridiculous. I mean, Gavin Lux hasn't hit all year either, and
no,
but
it's not hurting them.
Hop, who jumped into the first place position in that division? It's not the Padres.
Bellinger was playing center field. He said.
Yeah, I see. That.
For what the West?
Yeah, it's they're either tied or they fell to second, but it's not the Padres. Somebody else jumped.
They ain't the Rockies.
Angels.
No,
I wonder if we can look it up. Like,
so it'd only be the Giants, or Arizona.
Giants. Hop just said
Giants. Yep. Thank you, Hop.
So the Giants are up there. So early, it's long season.
I never look at the standings at this time of the year. After All-Star break, you can start looking. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, you can win 7 or 8 in a row, and you're right back in it, and that can happen easily.
So the Cubs are only like 3 games or 4 games out of first place, and
they're
brutal.
last place.
Yeah,
and they're playing like garbage too.
Yeah, so don't look at the standings, and then the Cubs are fine.
They're worse than.
The Cubs put up 12 runs yesterday, and they lost 13-12. And
did you see who hit a big home run from to tie the game late? It was that guy.
Ian Happ.
I would never bet against that guy.
Yeah,
Eric, would you ever bet against Ian Happ?
I usually bet for him. I bet. Yeah.
Jeez.
Scott bets against him, I think, and doesn't really pay off his bets. But
he's up.
Whatever. I think he owes us a beef sandwich or something.
He might owe us a combo.
You really are a funny guy.
You guys.
Combo, yes.
You guys are cracking me up.
That's one where when I play it back, the combo thing's gonna stand out. I'm gonna be crying. I'm gonna be laughing so hard. Not so much now though.
Scott can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'll put a laugh track in for you guys.
You should.
You should. So all you people at home, you can probably figure out what this is all about. But Scott owes us.
Combo.
All right, what's next? We're gonna talk horse racing.
No, the Cubs. So let's finish
okay.
off the Cubs. So obviously, the big thing I think keeps happening. It's moving this way. Is Bryant is playing like rookie of the year MVP Bryant right now. That's what he's playing like again.
Yeah,
and he's averages up there. He's hitting home runs. He actually, I'm not being funny right now. He's an MVP candidate at this point. He's got to be.
Absolutely.
He really has to be. Obviously, that team's not great, but if they make a run and he keeps doing this, he's going to be an MVP candidate. He might not finish the team with his team, but this game with his team, but the season. But I don't know. It's crazy to me, and it's so. I don't know.
It's a punch in the gut to Cubs fans that supported him, and possibly he's been injured, but it almost looks like he just took 2 years off. It does to me. I mean, and then when he gets his contract year, all of a sudden he's freaking Barry Bonds.
Well, did you put more work in the off season?
Is that what you do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not. He doesn't seem like a guy like that.
But does it not look like that from the results?
House says he's increasing his trade value. Well,
Does he finish the year?
No,
with the Cubs,
he'll be
say
gone.
no. What do you say?
The Cubs got to be loving this either way.
I'm saying yes. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Say he's had injuries over the last couple of years.
I think
nagging stuff.
I think that's why you trade him though.
Yeah. Oh, you have to. The Cubs got to love this.
If you keep him and roll dice, he gets hurt again. Then what happens when you do? I think Rizzo and Baez, what you put money into and figure it out for those two. I really do. Rizzo and Baez are always on the field for you. And you can't. I'm not saying he's faking injuries, nothing like that, nagging, but they just happen. And it could. I mean, God forbid it happens this year because they really need to do something. I think he's going to be a big part of what they need to get return to build this team back. My other feeling is that they own a network. Just pay the luxury tax and pay all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, just do it. I mean, that's why. Why did you get a network and all this? I mean, you own a sports team, so you have an obligation to the fans to win. When you have all these it's here's what's the, as a slap in the face to the fans when you have a team in Milwaukee who has nothing, and they just continually are neck and neck with you,
or better.
Yeah, and because they just build their team, they just figure out what to do. I mean, and don't get me wrong, this team was built really well when it was built, but now it's 2 years past the expiration date. It really is. They made a mistake by not trading guys earlier, and when I know you want to trade guys with years left, but sometimes you do. I mean, there's a point you got to go, well, is this guy where, they held on the guys in there, then they try to band-aid the problem with their team the 2 years after the World Series was they tried to tape together their bullpen. That's what killed them.
Yeah.
You could look back at 20 games and they could have probably won at least 10 of those and won the division.
Yeah.
If they have a closer, right?
Yeah.
They just every year, the only time they did Chapman sold out when the World Series and figured, okay, that'll keep the fans happy. And it sounds like the ownership. I'm not blaming Theo Epstein. I think the ownership said, okay, the checkbook's being closed and you're going to have to only get, I really believe that's true. I think they handcuffed him. And that might be a reason maybe he left too. He wasn't going to stick around.
Which doesn't make any sense.
People were starting to turn on him a little bit, almost blaming Epstein. And in a way,
No.
if you don't have the checkbook open, if you're not allowed to get free agents, you can't win in baseball.
Yeah, what they should have
smart
done.
free agents. I'm not saying blow money on Bryce Harper and Mookie Betts. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying go out and get a pitcher,
you're
starter.
You're right on the
starter.
bullpen. that's where it was at.
Yeah.
It was just devastating the last few years.
By committee.
It was rough. It was really rough.
Yeah.
And maybe they were kind of hoping that a lot of those guys would have.
And almost all the
stepped up, but
guys
they didn't.
spent the money on, like Brendan Morrow and
right.
I mean, you go all the way back to Hayward, but Zobrist did well. But there's a ton.
Hayward wasn't. I mean, he was a swing and a miss. I will say, but he had value defensively, and he does. I mean, obviously, you don't pay a defensive player that much, but he's a silent leader, and he made. I mean, the World Series there was probably 6 or 7 games he made great defensive plays to help win games. I mean, now is that worth the money you pay? Probably not, but
it's a leadership. I mean, the leadership was there, and
he
had a great year last year, but of course they didn't go anywhere. But
him and Ian Happ, 2 best players last year,
exactly.
And now they've got Kimbrel.
Wouldn't bet against them.
Who finally, after what is this, the second or third year? I'm trying to think.
Second, because last year, it might be his third.
It's his third. Well, he got wasn't it a trade?
No, he came in halfway through the season.
Yeah,
they signed him.
Yeah, because
he struggled at the end.
Yep.
And then last year he did okay. And this year, besides the other day, he gave up the game winner. Well, they almost made the playoffs.
Yeah.
He had to be okay. I mean, helped him get. I mean, a short season, but
he's been okay this year. Other than
he was great. He's been great. Yesterday was his first hiccup.
He gave something up. Yeah.
But you know what? In a way, it was his fault. He gave the hit. But when you are in a game like that, your reliever is probably thinking, "I'm not going to see this game today. There's no way." They were down by 3. It was a home run, and he gets okay. You got to pitch now, and that's his mindset. But as a player, you're probably sitting there going, "Seeds, I ain't getting today. They ain't gonna be needing me. It's gonna be a shootout."
Yeah.
So now he's got some value again. Where they're probably if they're out of it here a month down the road, Kimbrel's got pretty good value.
Yeah, I agree.
Which they'll finally get the return on him.
Mm-hmm.
Bryant's going to have a ton of value, really, for a guy in his final season.
Do you deal Hendricks?
No.
He's had such a poor year at this point. If someone wants to give you something for him.
It's only 6 games into the year, though. He's only 5 or 6
but
games.
He looks pedestrian.
He got rained out today. That was his best game of the year.
That's good.
Yeah, it's like, him
and Kevin Costner said, "We need to rain out."
Right? I mean, he used to be like on the edges. Now everything's like focusing on them.
Yeah,
right down the middle of the plate.
He can fix his problems because it's not going to be because of his arm velocity.
He don't have velocity.
What it is it's where he's spotting the ball. So once he gets back on, he's almost unhittable at times. Where you can't get not unhittable, but you can't get good wood on. You're there.
To hit it.
Good wood.
I deserve.
Yeah, baby.
I deserve that. But yeah, he it's all about where he throws it through like a tunnel, and the ball comes out and goes 4 different directions at the same speed almost. He's really good at that, but he's missing his spots right now.
Yeah,
but he's a guy that once he gets back, it's like Greinke too. I mean, those guys aren't going to overpower you with 84-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Yeah,
but if their location's off, they're very hittable.
Well, game over.
Yeah, and that's what he's having a problem with right now.
I think the wolf pack is here.
No, I think is Jace
Really?
watching Porky's upstairs.
We have to head out into the desert right now looking for hookers and cocaine.
So you know,
I
let's-
don't think we have to go that far.
Let's take a quick break now, guys. We will take our quick break. We'll come back with the beer week and we'll start talking about the NFL draft. So we'll be back in 5 minutes.
because I want to take long showers with you assholes.
And you them kids that have been whacking off in my tool shed?
By a bunch of fucking ice holes like yourself.
Yeah, well, listen, you ought to just stick the eggs in the car with now and get in with us, but that's all right. We'll worry about that later.
Oh my God. There's 100 morons in my basement. It's you, Larry. Lollygaggers.
Diamond Dogs have struck again.
No, they could be a lot worse. Why did you kiss my ear? Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
4 of us wolves running around the desert together in Las Vegas, looking for strippers and cocaine. 1, 2, 3, Benchwarmers!
Live from Scott's parents' basement, this is the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast.
I like beer cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you drink. I drink beer when I am sad, cause the beer it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good!
Beer is good, and I got go figure. I got a hoppy New England style IPA. This one is it's a brewery that I haven't presented yet on the show. It's out of Bedford Park, Illinois. It sounds like Harry Carey should say that. Bedford Park, Illinois.
Belt Railway is there.
What's that?
Belt Railway is there.
Belt Railway is. Oh, there we go.
That's where they're located.
So Hop Butcher for the World is the name of this brewery, and they're a pretty small craft brewery, obviously. A lot of really good beer, a lot of real hoppy beers. They do some milkshake IPAs and things like that. I came across this one. It's a Vic Secret Hop and Simcoe Hop Double Indian Pale Ale. Halogen Farm is its name, and it's delightful, to tell you the truth. I mean, I think it's great. You guys like it? You've tried it?
Yeah, I think it's very good.
Yeah.
Kind of like a hazy to me.
It's very hazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the New England style is usually the hazy.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Stuff.
It's like chowder.
Chowder.
Doesn't bite your tongue off, you know.
Right. No, it's
real
not
bitter.
it's not overbearing. I like it a lot.
Very good. Very good.
And most of their beers has been like that, where they're good, but they're not, there's not something in it that's, way too over the top. Like even that orange milkshake one that it was real smooth. It's like I said, delightful.
Yeah.
Out of Bedford Falls, Illinois.
Park.
That too.
Bedford Park.
Bedford Park.
Thanks for bringing us a good beer today.
Hey, now we'll crack open that Pabst in a little bit. So
I've already cracked that open.
Yeah.
Too.
So Hop Butcher for the World, Halogen Farm.
Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome, Scott.
It was a very pleasant.
You actually liked an IPA.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
it's smooth.
Yeah,
smooth. It's like the smoothest Malort.
I had nothing against it, and if I did, nobody would care. So,
nobody's listening. Anyway.
So let's get into this past week's draft.
Oh, that old thing.
So this past week, the NFL draft happened, and we had our live draft show last Thursday for the first round. Number one pick, obviously, was Trevor Lawrence out of Clemson. So the unanimous favorite to be picked number one. So let's kind of go through and we'll discuss the NFC North first and kind of look at the North and anything stick out to anybody with the NFC North. And we're all fans of the NFC North here, so obviously we can comment on our teams. Eric and Ed, Willie's got the Lions, and obviously I've got the Bears, and we'll just make fun of the Vikings then. It's easy.
Yeah,
no,
right.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And we could point out what we like them doing. So what do you guys like? Let's start with the Vikings. Let's start with the Vikings and their draft and what we disliked and liked about their picks. If we loved, hated anything about what they did, and be ready to jump in, they're more than welcome to jump in if they're ready.
I could start with. I got some notes on the Darashaw pick. I think that's a no-brainer. I mean, he kind of fell a little bit, didn't we? A lot of times we were saying he was going to go earlier than this. The one that is intriguing is the quarterback in the third round, Kellen Mond from A&M. And I don't know, the Cousins he's just got 1 year
It was
left.
last year. Talking about the Vikings, was it the Vikings I saw today? Yes, it was the Vikings. They were at number 12 at one point, weren't they? They traded down. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm thinking about the wrong team. I'll figure this out. Go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry.
Well, the one thing I noticed about the Vikings, they did a ton of trading, a ton. So they kept themselves in the middle rounds. Like they had 3 third-rounders and 4 fourth-rounders, and then they just had 1 5 and 1 6. So they kept themselves in the middle to grab a lot of, I guess, probably grab a lot of solid players.
Yeah, it looks like they had 4 picks in 25.
They actually did trade down from 14. Hop said they were at 14. That's what I was going to get at.
Yeah.
The came out today that they actually were going to probably draft Justin Fields.
Oh, no shit.
That was a rumor, and I think that I don't know if that's why the Bears jumped up or whatever, but
yeah.
And I guess Mac Jones wasn't good enough for him, so they just got out of there and just had to go down to 23 and get a very good offensive lineman, like you said.
Oh yeah, and so the intriguing, the guy you're gonna watch if you're a Vikings fan or just us as NFC North fans is, I think Kellen is it Mond?
Mond, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the guy I circled him as the intriguing pick here for them, and other than that, it just like I said, they stayed in the middle rounds. They did a lot of trading to have a lot of 3rd and 4th round picks. So.
Kellen Mond was actually the guy I wanted. If the Bears take him, I wanted the Bears to take Kellen Mond. I like Kellen Mond a lot. I did.
And were you thinking 3rd round or 2nd, or what were you thinking?
It just depends on where they would got him. I think Kellen Mond might be, in my opinion, he could be the best quarterback not in the 1st round. That's my opinion. And he could be maybe a 1st round talent eventually.
It's a great program too. I mean, A&M. It's just it's a winning program. I think
he actually started. He was with the top 3 starts in the last few years. Between it was him, Trevor Lawrence, and I believe the kid from Zach Wilson. Yeah, that went to the Jets. I believe it was those 3 though, or maybe it was Field. It was one of the guys, but he played in as many games as a lot of the top guys. So he played.
Yeah,
he was a big part of their team. So, Ed, anything that you jump?
It looks like Minnesota is trying to beef up their lines. I mean, both. Yeah. They picked 5 linemen, 2 on offense, 3 on defense. Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, Willie.
Well, I think what they have now, they got themselves a quarterback controversy. Think about it. I mean, I was just reading here about Cousins. He carries a cap hit of $31 million in 2021, $45 million in 2022, and before his deal expires in 2023.
Well, he won't make it to 2022.
Yeah, he's not going to get that.
He's not going to make it at all.
No,
so I mean,
he won't make it.
But I think it just they're acknowledging post Cousins.
Yeah,
the way I look at it.
My favorite guy on their list is kind of intriguing to me was the kid from Florida State, the defensive end, Janoris Robinson. I kind of like him. Stuff I watched about him, kind of looked him up a little bit. He's intriguing. He kind of plays. He plays fast to be on turf, so interesting. I don't know if he'll be a starter, but he'll fit in, I think, with a defense, and I think he'll be a sack guy if he makes that team. He's going to be a guy that's going to help them. And in the NFC North and the NFL, you have to be able to get rush the passer. It doesn't matter. You have to be able to get to the quarterback. That's what you have to do.
Yeah,
that makes your cornerbacks better. Makes everybody better if you can get to the quarterback. So that's huge. And I like Kellen Mond. I think I agree with Eric. The 1st round pick was to be honest, though, and I'm not saying this as different things they got it done. Offensive line wise, I don't know. I guess their goal was a tackle. I know their offensive line was kind of what was weak at times last year, and that might make Cousins better too. I mean, having that a tackle.
Yeah.
So they're going to be okay. Hop says no, they don't. Cousins is the starter. Mond will see the field. So there is no quarterback controversy.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, the other intriguing pick is Chaz Surratt. I wonder
if he in Weird Science?
I wonder if his mom says to him, "Chaz, pick up your fucking skateboard."
Was that from Weird Science?
Ma, you want you want meatloaf?
Oh,
the meatloaf.
Yeah, wrong. Wasn't Chaz from
Chaz
Weird
Reinhold?
Science too?
Chaz Reinhold.
Was that his name in Weird Science too?
Oh,
Chaz?
Chet.
I'm sorry.
My name is Chet, and I didn't think it was a whale's dick, honey.
It's a Pershing missile, Chip. Chet. My name is Chet. And I didn't think it was a whale's dick, honey.
So speaking of whales, Dick, let's talk about the Packers. So what do you guys think? You guys are the Packer fans. What do you think about the Packers? What do you think about the Packers, and what do you think how they did and what they did and how they did it? What do you guys think?
I thought they had a pretty good draft. Solid. Got 2 offensive linemen early. Got a wide receiver. They always pick a cornerback in the first round, so we knew that was coming. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I agree. I mean, we're clouded by the whole Rodgers, controversy right now, but I think they had a solid draft. I mean, I don't have really any complaints. The Stokes pick, I mean, it's all about speed there. I mean, they could have taken Samuel there. They could have taken Elijah Moore. Why did Elijah Moore drop? That's what I was trying to figure out.
That's the one thing, and I've read a lot. And once again, I'm just going with what I've read.
Yeah,
like
in
4 or 5,
not in a book.
4, yeah, no. 4 or 5 different guys did say that Eric Stokes was a reach because there's better cornerbacks available. Now, I don't know what that means. That's what the Packers want. They like those.
They like to develop.
He's
guys.
a speed guy.
Yeah, he's all speed.
But here's the thing: your first round guy cannot be developmental. He has to be a guy that can get on there. And you know what? Maybe they're going to play him at nickel. Start him at nickel. They got because the whole Kevin King thing, I think, is really blown out of proportion. He was great until everybody loved Kevin King until the playoff game. Really,
heard all the time. That's
he's playing number 2 to Jair Alexander, which made it easy.
Yeah.
Okay. And he was great to that game. I don't think Kevin King has done anything wrong to not be able to play for the Packers. So I think it's crazy that he had that game. But also, when you call a defense to protect against a field goal, and Tampa Bay says, guess what?
Let's not.
We're going for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Kevin King was playing to stop that out pattern for the field goal. They want to give up 3 points, but they gave up 7. I really believe that defense they called was for that. And
they got out coached. Yeah, you're right.
Kevin King, he's not even out coached. It was
I know we put all the blame on Kevin King. No, I realize that.
And I think Kevin King deserves, and that's why I kind of think maybe I like I said, there was offensive linemen there, and if you're going to protect your quarterback, an offensive lineman is what you want, and they lost Lindsley. And I know they got linemen later.
Okay. So the second round, Josh Myers, another center out of OSU. There's your,
yeah, I understand.
And they said the thing about him, highly intelligent, able to, just change call. They kind of went through things and they noticed how he's able to just kind of change the signals and change the plays on the get go. I mean, so they just thought of him as an intelligent player. That to me looks like a good pick. The Amari Rodgers one is intriguing too. It's like a Randall Cobb, Swerve and Irvin kind of, keep that motion, the motion offense going. He's intriguing. I like the draft. I mean, that's the bottom line. We got a guard from the Badgers. I mean, that usually works out pretty well.
Yeah, the tackle from the Badgers, actually, Cole Van Lanen.
Oh, I had him listed as a guard.
He's OT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
And they took an offensive lineman in the 4th round, too.
Yeah, Slayton, yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, Royce Newman.
Yeah, Royce Newman from Ole Miss.
Hello, Newman.
And he's big, too.
I like Newman better than Josh Myers, personally.
Oh, I got so Slayton's at OT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to, well, here's the thing. They both have to play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're going to
be someone on the depth chart somehow. Yeah. They're going to be on the depth chart because maybe not starters. They still have the guys they have. They still have 3 linemen coming. They still have 3 linemen. They only have 2 spots to fill, correct? They have Jenkins, obviously Bakhtiari, but Bakhtiari ain't going to start season, suppose. I didn't know that.
Still hurt, yeah.
Which I thought was weird because linemen usually a knee you can get back from. You're not very,
you're
not going to run 4.40.
I think they only needed 1 spot to fill.
Well, who's their lineman?
I don't know, but
it's Jenkins, Bakhtiari, obviously. Who's the other guy that played in the playoff game?
God, Wagner's gone, right? He's gone.
Oh, Wagner's gone.
Yeah, Wagner's gone.
Okay,
and he started last year, didn't he?
At times.
Yeah.
Is it Lane? No,
Lane's gone too.
He's gone too.
Yeah. Oh well, whatever.
Shit.
So
who cares? They got the freaking best quarterback in football.
Jay Love.
Jay Love. So well, since we're on the Packers, we talked about a little bit of the draft. We had enough time. We kind of were doing the draft stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rodgers stuff, my final thing was on that. Chances are he's probably not leaving. There's just too much money to be lost either way.
Yeah.
The cap hit after June 1st is less, but it's a lot of money for the Packers. If Rodgers retires, he has to pay back $11 million, something like that, which is going to pay back, which I don't know.
But I'll tell you what, Scotty, I'll give you Carr, and I'll give you Waller, and then the next three first round picks.
Yeah, Denver's a deal right now. That's what we're talking
No,
about. Denver.
today it's been all about Vegas.
Raider. Oh.
All about Vegas, baby.
But the thing about it is that, and this is what I've seen, and I actually someone wrote this on Facebook. Okay.
Mhm.
Jordan Love would have been the second-rated quarterback in this draft this year. And I looked it up, and they rank him 9th in the last 2 years. We combined both drafts by rankings.
Okay. All right. He would have been second?
No,
so that's legit.
He would have been the second best quarterback after Trevor Lawrence. Who's
ranking that? Mel Kiper?
This is what the person on Facebook wrote.
Okay.
Do you think Jordan Love would have been taken the second quarterback in this draft if he came out this year?
I don't know. I don't know I don't know much about Jordan Love at all, to tell you the truth. It's just
you never looked up read his.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to know anything about him. To tell you, I want Rodgers to play.
Do you think,
as much as Rodgers is a
do you
D-bag,
think he'd
I want him
retire
to play.
than Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, or who was the other guy? The guy
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance.
Yeah.
To me, he seems more like a Trey Lance type guy, but Trey Lance went third. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. These guys from the
and
smaller
I'm just gonna
schools,
go, and we heard this together, me and Ed. Jason Wilde came out talking about Jordan Love, is that when Rodgers was a rookie, and remember this, we were listening, Jason Wilde is obviously at training camp and all that. And he said Rodgers a year, he'd have bad days. All rookies do. But there was always like 2 or 3 throws a day he'd make that were like, wow, there's something about this dude. Jordan Love in training camp was just a total train wreck.
Wait a minute. No, the media wasn't even allowed to see him in training camp last year.
Certain one could come in. Yeah, they could. And they watched.
So what did they see?
There
All
was
the train wreck stuff? I mean, I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm just saying, here's the thing. I don't think Jordan Love's that good.
How do you know?
I just don't think so. I think everything you see for a guy that's, I mean,
the socks. That's an omen.
I mean,
someone's about to fall over.
Broke its leg.
You keep all the injuries.
You keep getting this stuff out there too about just how, and I see this too. Well, it's easy. It doesn't matter. Rodgers leaves because their receivers are always wide open. How many times has Rodgers made throws that were just like, what the fuck was that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I just, and that's fine. I mean, you guys,
so well,
it's for fans of teams that haven't had, well, and Stafford was good. Okay.
Yeah.
But we talk about this as like, it's just take for granted. It's like, no problem. It's going to happen again.
So wait a second. Let's
I'm not. Go ahead, Ed.
Let's do this again. You said he would be the second quarterback taken this year.
Yes.
Okay, because I was going to say if you put 2 years together, you're saying he's better than Burrows and Herbert.
No, he said 9. He said 9 over the last 2 years.
But why would he be the second last one? Why would he be the second one last year?
I don't see how that math works out.
And I looked it up and I said, well, do they even know these rankings? And they said if they ranked the last 2 quarterback drafts, I just looked it up. This ranking put them in. They have numbers. These numbers that like 96, you'll see them next to players, and they rank these players and. He would be like the 9th best quarterback in the last 2 years. So he's like pushing himself in Kellen Mond territory and stuff like that, which
sure.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. And I'm just saying, I think it's naive and I don't like what Rodgers doing at all. I think it's stupid. I think it's nuts. I think it's crazy, whatever.
Agreed.
And the worst thing about it, he hasn't come out and said anything. He's letting us keep going.
Yep.
There's no statement from him or anything. It's just
nothing.
letting it build. But I do it's just taking for granted what the situation is. It's just weird as fans like, let him go. Not everybody. A lot of fans like, it's an argument you see, and I obviously just watch it because to me, it is what it is.
It gets to a point.
Blaming Green Bay, blaming the player, it's back and forth. And like I said in the draft, he's trying not to get farved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and I like your point on that.
He's trying not to get farved. He sees what happened. He knows, and it's different regime, total different thinking. But I mean,
it's going to get to a point where it's so detrimental to the team that he's just. Is he going to be the next Chris Bryant and just sit down and not play for 2 years?
Or the Carson Palmer situation where he just decided to retire and then he came back
to the Raiders.
Yeah.
Or the Favre situation where he decided, I got to get traded, but I want to get then traded back to the division. It hurts the team. I mean, either way.
Mike Florio speaks to that about Rodgers and what he should be doing.
Yeah.
And he's like, he says, Florio says if he wants out, he needs to say something more than "my future is a beautiful mystery" or whatever else he's said in a vague way before, acting like he didn't drop a proverbial or a literal turd in the punch bowl.
Mhm.
Put simply, he needs to become as clear and direct about his objectives for his future football career as he is about his objectives for his potential career as a host of Jeopardy. He hasn't been afraid to say he wants that job. If he wants out of Green Bay, the time has come for him to say so. So, I mean,
if that's really the way he feels, if he's like, you know what, there's other avenues that I can, whether it's Jeopardy or Hollywood or whatever he wants to do, then just come out and say it. Don't be an asshole and say nothing. Saying nothing makes this whole situation just crap. But yeah,
can you imagine at your job if this happened?
No.
I know it's completely different, but
no, you need communication in an organization.
You have to,
yeah. And and both parties, all parties are at fault. I mean, the bullheaded general manager, it's
his
just
team.
It's egos, man.
Oh, for sure.
You don't think Gutekunst is like, screw him, I'm going to do this my way. Well, it worked out for Ted.
Yeah, but
this is the Packer way.
But
there's a lot of
Ted
that.
drafted Aaron Rodgers, who should have been our first, second pick, and he just fell.
Yeah. Well, like you said, Jordan Love should have been the second pick this year.
I just
it was a steal.
and to say stuff.
No, I got you. No,
and just to say stuff that it doesn't matter who's quarterback. They're wide open receivers. They're not wide open all the time. They're not. They're just not how it works.
No.
He throws guys open. That's what the NFL does. You throw guys open. The good good quarterbacks hit open receivers. And here's the thing too. You have to see the open receivers.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen plays of quarterbacks and the guy's wide open doesn't see them? Rodgers don't do that too often. I mean, that's the guy. So it's also they're open. Okay, great. They are open, but you have to find them.
Yeah, well, he creates space too, gives them more time by rolling out.
He slides his feet well.
And the longer they have to get open.
Yes, and this is something that it's just like I said, I guess I can't speak of Jordan Love, I guess, but everything you read about him and all the stuff they talked about last year and all that, it's just stuff that people ignore about the whole situation, how he wasn't. And the biggest glaring thing to me is why he was not the number 2. How was John Boyle your number 2 quarterback all season over?
I mean,
so if Rodgers were to go down,
John Boyle's a different
John
guy.
Boyle.
John Boyle.
What's his name? Boyle.
He was in Johnny Dangerously too.
John Boyle. I know John Boyle.
No, John Boyle actually just came up in conversation.
Yeah,
he kept falling down on the ice this year plowing.
But who?
I got
Boyle. Tim Boyle.
There's some Boyle that's in Joe Piscopo.
But the question I have for you guys, and that's a good question. I mean, I was Willie since he's kind of a thing. But isn't that strange to you that he wasn't the back? If Aaron Rodgers got hurt in a game, Jordan Love was not coming in.
No, he would never even had a uniform.
No, when have you ever seen a quarterback drafted in the first round of a draft not suited up for a team?
He lost Aaron Jones sunglasses for crying out loud.
He didn't dress, right?
No.
That's what I always thought.
Not for one game.
No, I know.
Nothing. Yeah.
I thought it's a little curious, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I mean,
and
I'm not going to blow it out of proportion.
But
that might have been the plan from the get.
Yeah, they're disguising.
Already spent the money on Boyle.
All the good quarterbacks, all the guys that have started. I'll even go with Trubisky, Mahomes. I'm sorry, Watson started right away, but Mahomes was dressed every day. Trubisky obviously was because they screwed that up. But a lot of quarterbacks get drafted. You think? I mean, to be honest, all these guys got drafted this year. Like even a Kellen Mond, I'll be surprised Kellen Mond's not dressed. Team obviously. I mean, these guys they're there for a reason. They're your backup. You draft a guy and he's going to be your. Or were they just doing it to maybe appease Rodgers? Well, okay, team's mad about that. Let's not dress them.
I don't know if
they're screwed it up.
I don't know if they're appeasing.
Because basically, when you make your depth chart in the NFL, the player that's on the depth chart is better than the other guy. That's not just if Rodgers goes down, why wouldn't you want this good player in the game just in case we need the
I'd rather have Boyle in there because he knows what he's doing.
Well,
Jordan Love doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, maybe he's so coming from the school he came from. Maybe he's just not prepared.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just,
I mean, and it's not like the Packers, all those other examples you gave too, almost all of them, those are last place teams. Packers are a team playing in the championship.
The Chiefs weren't.
Do you want some freaking
the Chiefs
no,
were
the Chiefs were good.
I said almost all.
Well, yeah.
But you want some green guy coming in there and
but I'm okay. Wait, I'm not saying take Rodgers' job. I'm saying when the guy gets hurt, this guy got drafted in the first round. He can't even be your backup to take your game over. And
Would you rather have a guy that could possibly lead the team or just some guy that's going to, we'll win 2 of the 7 games with Jordan Love?
But he's the heir apparent.
Not in a championship year because they're going to lose all those games.
But you wasted a first round pick this guy when you could have had
they didn't waste
a receiver,
anything.
a lineman, anything.
Yeah, but he's going to be for next year.
I mean, you see what I'm saying, Eric.
I keep going back and forth with it because part of me, when they made the Jordan Love pick, and
it was a luxury.
It shouldn't have been a first round pick for crying out loud. But to me, I was like, it's a luxury. If you looked at the few years where there was a couple of times where Rodgers was out, for a period of time, we had crappy backups. And I'm like, okay, they're solidifying the backup position. But again, it's a first rounder. So is he the heir apparent? So I go back and forth. I don't know. Is Gutekunst trying to set up his own legacy like Thompson did and say, look, this is my guy?
Sure. I mean, they got Rodgers. He was the backup instantly.
But how is Jordan?
Right? Rodgers was the backup, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was from day one. They've talked about this. He was the backup from day one because he was
most likely.
Yeah. He was drafted about the same spot.
I'll tell you what, though. I remember us saying all the same crap about Aaron Rodgers. Like, he sucks. He can't even stay on the field. He gets hurt, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember ever. Now, I did start to feel like, okay, well, maybe they did this for a reason when Favre was kind of doing it. It was like, okay, I think maybe this guy.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I mean, but they took Rodgers and it was a smart play.
How many of the top 4 teams this year, well, besides the Packers, so just say like top 8, had a rookie backup quarterback?
Yeah, probably quite a.
Did Tampa have a backup quarterback that was a rookie?
I don't know. Who was it?
No, Blaine Gabbert was
Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else. Who else was in the finals?
The Chargers did.
Well, that didn't work. I don't think they were more planned on that.
That's right.
But I'm just saying. I mean,
the Chargers were
that's
one
a
of the
case
top.
What happens if Justin Herbert wouldn't dress for that game, and they put another backup in, and Justin Herbert never got?
It's possible. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
look at Tom Brady. That's how he ended up. He was like the 3rd or 4th. Okay, Tom Brady.
Yeah, but Tom Brady wasn't a first round pick.
He was not,
You're changing the narrative.
But it's still the same thing.
It's a first round pick. Any first round pick, if they're not on the depth chart, a starter or a backup, they're a wasted first round pick. Because the team even has to just do save face.
Who was Buffalo's backup?
Mitch Trubisky right now.
No, last year.
Last year was I don't know.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you.
No, it's a case
study.
But
the thing is, though, here's what you're doing. Though you're no team like Buffalo or anybody is taking a quarterback.
Right, because they would never risk that. The Packers did.
But why?
Because they had fucking Tim Boyle. They didn't have to have.
But why would you draft a quarterback in the first round? I don't think this is
because it's a luxury.
He's making a point right here too. It's a luxury. Yeah, you're making a good point. I can't believe you're actually supporting Jordan Love.
No, I don't like.
But
Jordan
I know
Love.
what he's
I don't
saying.
even like.
There's a strategy there. They had Boyle. They felt comfortable, so now they
you would
could
never go into a season with
Yeah.
a guy as your backup that's going to lose you every game when you're a championship team. They made it to the championship with Tim Boyle.
It was a gamble to take the guy in the first round.
I don't
think
agree with
it's a luxury. It was a gamble, but it's a luxury.
I personally would have took one of the top wide receivers.
Me too. So
But-
you're not. Yeah, I mean, we're not trying to defend him. We're just trying to go through all those.
Well, I'm just trying to
scenarios.
think defending the Packers thinking.
That's
So maybe the front office is morons. Like there's like
I don't know
maybe
about
that's why
morons.
Aaron Rodgers wants out.
Well, Rodgers is coming off a bad year. They're like, well, we might need this guy 2 years
Well,
down
and
the road.
I disagree
And
with
this
what Rodgers said.
He's the top guy,
But he
right
did say
now.
something that was very true. His bad year was still a top 10 year.
Yeah.
and it was bad. I
But
agree.
at like 36 or 37. So you're like, is next year going to be even worse? I don't know. Maybe that's what there's. I'm not in the room with him.
But he never was.
And Gutekunst wants to go, this is my team. I drafted Jordan Love as the greatest pick. I drafted the Aaron Rodgers of this year.
And maybe similar
Maybe
to
that's
Thompson taking Rodgers, it was a luxury at the time. You knew
It
you had a
was
Hall
too,
of Fame.
yeah.
You had a Hall of Fame guy. You could take a chance. You're like, you know what? Maybe when we actually need a quarterback, we won't have this good of a player to choose from. We don't know. I don't know what Jordan Love's going to be like.
Did they go to any NFL championships when they had Rodgers and Favre?
The Giants game. They lost. It was his last game with the Packers.
Okay,
They should have went to
that
the
was
Super Bowl.
that was Rodgers' what, 3rd year?
Yeah, because he started the 4th.
So yeah, I'm trying to think of the 2 years before where they.
I don't know.
They
gonna
went
guess
8-8, and
decent.
they were 8-8, and they were 4-12.
Yeah, so
The 2 years
again,
leading up to
they're having a backup quarterback at a point where the team's going downhill.
Yep, they kind of made the same call then. So it
Where the
wasn't really a
Packers right
luxury.
now are sitting there where they keep going to the NFL championship, NFC championship.
Well, the year they drafted Rodgers, they had
It's
to
a
have a
little
good record the
different
year before
situation.
because it was like 24.
Yeah, they
25.
drafted like 20. 20.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they
they
have a
came
good
off-
record. Yeah.
Yeah, they came off kind of a decent. It was a Sherman.
Had to be.
It was a Sherman. That was the year maybe they got blown out by the Rams in that playoff game.
And they might have had Rodgers ranked as the best player in that whole draft, and it falls to them. And
Well, he was
we don't need him, but
And
we're
it's
in that
different.
point. It's almost the same.
Favre
point,
was
though.
contemplating retirement every freaking year for the last 5 years of his career. So they okay, one of these years, the guy's probably going to retire. So we need to do something. So it's I don't know.
What do you think, Willie?
I'm not defending
It's
Jordan
a good
Love.
argument. I mean, it can go like every direction.
It's a
here.
weird argument, really.
It is, but I think Love was a bad choice at the time because you know what?
They had just lost the championship game.
They
with no
probably
run
could have got him
defense.
in the second round. I don't
Yeah,
know why they
we're
traded
not
up for him.
arguing that.
Yeah,
Patrick
so, I mean,
Queen would have been maybe a nice fit. Who knows?
That's what I.
Yeah,
always
we all
said,
talked about that
Patrick
tonight. We
Queen.
all
Right,
said
yeah.
Patrick Queen.
Unanimous.
We thought it was Patrick Queen. We did. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Patrick Queen.
that's right.
And we're never wrong.
There's no. Yeah, we actually got the position wrong and everything. He said Jordan Love. We're like, is he a linebacker?
Who is he?
We didn't know.
The Packers don't. I mean, not since AJ Hawk. I think draft linebackers. They don't do it. Again, they could have
after
used
that-
one this year. They could have used one this year.
The linebacker class, I
I'm
will
not
say,
seeing
was
any.
after the Micah Parsons kid. The linebacker draft was kind of weak, so they got one later. I think the Packers did, if I
Nope.
saw correctly.
Yeah.
They took an inside
like in
linebacker
the
lady.
5th round.
Yeah, so it was a weak linebacker draft. So I mean,
OT,
yeah,
corner.
6th round. Yeah,
yeah. So
What do
it's
you
6,
see?
so it's late.
but
But
you never know.
But yeah. I
He
mean,
could be a special team guy.
I don't think they should have took a linebacker there just because it was a weak linebacker draft and defensive ends at that time are kind of weak. But plus they have that all. The only thing they maybe could have thought of was maybe a defensive tackle, but they already have Kenny Clark and they play a 3-4 correct. So I mean, you could maybe work them together because like Akeem Hicks plays the defensive end position for the Packers or for the Bears. So he's a tackle. He's next to Eddie Goldman now. So you could put 2 there. But I don't know what the tackle situation was. But like I said, I thought it was going to be offensive lineman. But I don't mind the safety of the cornerback pick. I mean,
Do you think the rest of their draft was pretty good, though? I mean, this year?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I've read stuff about, I just read it here, and I'm going off what I read. I don't, like I said, we're not scouts. We don't look at this stuff we don't see. You brought up Josh Myers. The scout here said the better one was Creed Humphrey, who was ranked 2 times higher than him. And they think Josh Myers was a stretch, a reach. So they're saying he was but I mean, whatever. I mean,
well, they
so
like
it's what
Josh
you like.
Myers too because they think he can move to guard,
And that's
he can move
sometimes
around the line.
that's what
and they like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, so I don't know, but Amari Rodgers, and like I agree with Eric, and you'll have a number 12 in Green Bay no matter what because he did wear 12 in college, and your name is Rodgers. You don't have to get rid of your jerseys.
He's wearing number 8.
Perfect. Well, if Rodgers leaves, you don't have to.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'll buy a Rodgers jersey then.
So okay, so let's go to the Lions.
Yeah, let's talk about the teams that actually had a good draft.
We'll agree and disagree that Jordan.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute though. I think we just talked about 2
they did.
teams,
I'm
both the
joking.
Vikings and the Packers. You could probably give them at least a B plus, right? I mean, B plus.
Yeah, solid.
I think so.
Now
I don't
let's
have
go
that.
to
I don't have that
It
on the
depends
Lions.
because it's their scouts. Eric Stokes wasn't ranked that high when he was like a 3rd or 4th in the list, but they liked him.
Yeah,
They like what he does.
the analysis.
Josh
after
Myers,
the pick
same
was,
thing.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows?
And
All right.
every one of these guys fits into each system differently. So
Yeah.
it's
It's what you're gonna run.
All right. I want Willie to pronounce the 2nd round pick's last name.
2nd round pick.
You know, my list doesn't have the Lions even
here.
team on it. So
Levi Unzerky.
Jesus.
Unwuzurki.
okay.
Onwuzurki.
Beef jerky.
ONW. Onwuzurki.
You have some.
Zuriki.
Okay,
was
now the 3rd round, Afatu Melafunu, cornerback.
Yes.
6'2" corner. Might be one of the biggest one in the draft.
And then the next guy, Amon Ra.
I like
That's
that.
his
name.
first
Wow.
name. That's his
That's
first
awesome.
name.
Amon Ra.
They said that was a good. They said that guy went off the board 30 spots later than they thought. So that was a good pick by the.
And that was
Lions.
the worst on CBS here. It's got it as the worst pick they had.
This guy's thing said it was 30 spots lower than it could.
I'll tell you what, if these
Do it.
guys are successful, their names are incredible.
Yes.
Seriously, you will not forget.
I hope they have
It's like
nicknames.
TJ, who's your mama?
Well, look at the
Yeah.
first names. Penne or Penne.
Penny Sewell.
Pennies.
That's a great pick.
Levi,
That was a gift.
Alim,
That was a gift.
Ifitu,
Hell yeah.
and Amon Ra,
Amon
Because the
Ra.
Bengals should have taken him.
the sun god.
I think the Bengals should have. I mean, Jamar Chase is going to be.
the
is
sun
gonna-
guy
I think
That's what it
Jamar
is.
Chase might
from
be special.
Temple
but
of Doom.
No, Amon Ra. That's
You know who the
sun god.
winner is?
But you remember Temple of Doom?
Yeah.
They're drinking bourbon.
Yeah.
Who's drinking bourbon?
You guys ever know?
We all need bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember you and Willie were talking the one time, me and I were like, what are they doing?
Oh, we're drinking bourbon.
We're drinking bourbon.
No,
Yeah.
I think
We had our own show that day.
Yes, we did.
I think Penny Sewell was the best pick of the draft.
I think, but falling to him was a great pick. It really was.
Yeah,
I
he
think.
fell.
and
I
then,
can't
and
believe
on,
it.
on CBS Sports, they give him a B plus. It's like, well, he probably got the best player because they were lucky. It's like, well, that's
Yeah.
freaking awesome.
That's half the battle right there, being lucky.
Penny Sewell was ranked number 2 in the whole draft by some people behind
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, that was. I mean, you take what you get.
And
Yeah.
for the winner of, the Lions were, but you know who the real winner is? DeAndre Swift. He gets to run behind that line.
Yeah.
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 And so remember this, guys, fantasy football.
I already have him.
He's going to be racking up some yards.
You got him in a keeper?
Yeah.
Oh.
He gets to hide behind that guy. Wouldn't you like to hide behind that guy?
Didn't our guy from the Packers one here too as the backup, right?
What you talking
Jamal Williams.
about?
Yeah, Jamal Williams.
Yeah,
Williams
yes.
is gonna back up
You are
Swift.
correct, sir.
So not a bad pick either.
The only,
in a
the
late
only thing
round.
they're saying here is that they were surprised they didn't take a receiver earlier in this draft. That they took one. I didn't take a receiver at all today.
Yeah, Amon Ra.
You got the
Okay.
sun god.
But they didn't take him early enough. They said because their receiver depth is kind
You
of.
hold
Right,
out
'cause
for the
they
sun
don't
god.
Galladay
Crying out
went
loud.
to the Giants.
Oh, we'll see. I mean, like you said, like y'all say, you don't know. These people tell you stuff and you don't know.
He
so.
dictated when he was going to get picked. He's the fucking sun god.
You only need
Amon Ra.
one receiver with the sun guy.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
sun
just-
guy. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
He runs and he lights up. He gets in your eyes.
I will go in the 4th round
If that's his,
I will go now.
to the city of Detroit.
It's like coming to
I
America.
rebuild.
I picture that movie with Kurt Russell with the what was that the gate, the Stargate, because it was all about Amon Ra.
Oh, I was going to say overboard.
Yeah,
Overboard. That's a great movie. Doesn't he?
Are we done talking about the Lions yet?
SpaghettiO surprise.
Does he? Is that the? Yeah. That isn't that where she has amnesia or concussion?
Yeah, it's
Falls off the
Goldie
boat,
Hawn
hits
and
her
Kurt
head.
Russell.
Goldie Hawn.
And, yeah.
What's wrong with her? I don't know. She just keeps going. Bop, 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 bop.
She might have no tits, but she's got a nice ass.
That's right.
Wow.
That was the kid.
You
The
guys are,
kid says that.
you guys are dirtbags. You know that?
Well, I mean, nobody's listening. The Hop's the only character on this.
You know, it's kind of weird. I don't even have the Bears list on.
Matt Barkley was the Buffalo backup, so he's an old grizzled vet.
Matt Barkley is the.
Who's left? Do we got? We got the Bears.
Hop's
I
like a
don't-
fact checker.
I don't have my list here.
Or the Bears are the next team.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have. It's not on, when I print
Yeah, we
this
can
up.
skip them.
do you
The
want?
A+ draft of the drafts.
I got A minus.
Super Bowl next year.
Super Bowl.
They picked 1, 2,
is this?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players, and all are Hall of Famers.
Bears.
It says here.
Bears.
So the
Oh,
Bears.
look at their GPA.
The Bears trade up. The Bears trade up to get Justin Fields. The story that kind of circulated this week about Justin Fields is that he actually is a smart kid. He scored one of the highest scores on their aptitude test at 130.
Fitzgerald's super smart too.
Pat Mahomes scored a 108 on that same test. So
Cardale Jones, I think, did too.
I did look that up too because I know we talked about it. We talked about San Fran. Mac Jones might be better fit, and Justin Fields. We talked about the whole. And obviously, when you look at this, it's really getting deep because to have a good quarterback doesn't have to be a Hall of Famer, obviously. But if you look at the Hall of Fame breaks down, I was like, well, let's see how many, colleges Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Like the most in the college has in the Hall of Fame is 2.
Really?
It's tied like 6 teams are tied at 2
At all times, you're saying? Well, Alabama.
Yeah, I think they would have
Joe Namath.
No, Bart Starr and Stabler. I don't know. Joe Namath. Well, Joe
Yeah,
Namath.
Stabler got
unless
in.
it was old then because Stabler just got in.
He got in the year that Favre did.
Yeah, Stabler did go Alabama, did he?
Wasn't
What's that?
Stabler?
Stabler, Alabama. Stabler did.
So Star.
or-
and-
No, it was Bart Starr and Joe Namath.
Star.
Joe
and-
Namath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the other
Joe
guy?
Willard Namath.
There was one more that went there.
I mean,
one more
you look
guy.
at like for Aaron Rodgers, Cal, it's just Aaron Rodgers.
He's not
Jared
in.
Goff.
He's not in yet.
Jared Goff,
Pitt-
but he will.
Pitt-
Come on.
Pitt, Dan Marino, and isn't there somebody else?
Damn Marino.
I was looking. I'm like, that's interesting, but whatever. But
That's
anyway,
crazy.
the Bears
Tim
traded up for
Tebow.
him. I think they gave up a little, but they had to. And then Tevin Williams in the second round was a good pick. They cut Bobby Massey today. I'm sorry, they cut Charles Leno today, so that's good. That's what they're going to bank on. And save $9 million. And then their later round picks, they picked up a cornerback. I don't have the list in front of me because it's not on my printout. I have no idea.
Well, they drafted another Khalil.
Oh, there you go.
They got two Khalils.
Yeah, Khalil
now.
Herbert. They talked about him as being a good pick, but once again, it's a running back, and they already signed a backup, and they have Montgomery. So who knows? Maybe the backup. We'll see. Wide receiver Daz Newsome, cool name, but who knows? And then you have Thomas Graham the Jr. They said that was a pretty solid pick for that late, but once again, he's not going to be a starter. He'd hopefully be a nickelback or something.
What's this last nickelback? What's the last guy?
Kairos Tonga.
Defensive
Kairos Tonga, I believe. Defensive tackle. I probably want to remember that name. I'm guessing being a last pick. And then, it'd be nice if we had to remember, but I don't think we have to. Justin Fields, I think, was a good trade-up for them. They needed to do what they had to do to get a quarterback, and we will see. Obviously, will he start? That's been the big controversy talk now. I don't know if he'll start. I mean, do they do via the Mahomes, Rodgers, guys like that? Let Dalton start the year, see what happens. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, if he's not ready, he's not ready. But I bet he'll be the backup.
Those first.
Well, who else would be? Who else is there?
Nick Foles.
Those
first.
No
shit.
But they say Nick Foles after June 1st, they can cut him and save money. So June 1st.
Well, yeah, it's a different situation. The pack. I mean, Nick Foles is a big ticket item.
Oh, he's only $6 million this year.
Oh,
it dropped down, I believe, 6 or 8. But they're going to cut him June 1st. I think the Bears
can $5 million more.
The Bears can run them for nothing. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess so. June 1st will be the date.
So Dalton's still going to start. They said.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
Who's they?
The Bears.
The Bears have said it, but it's went from
They have
that.
to say that.
Yeah. I mean,
don't put pressure on the kid. He's going to be my starting quarterback day one. No, you don't want to do that.
I mean,
kid.
I agree.
Week 4. I got week 4.
No, they got to win now.
Week 4, Justin Fields.
Yeah, we'll see.
Their first 2 picks were excellent.
Yeah, the Bears did good. I mean, that's all they really had was their first 2 picks, and they gave them a first round next year for that. But if he plays well, nobody will care about their first round pick. I don't think this is a Trubisky situation at all. I think what they did was correct in the situation. The trade up was correct. I don't think
out of desperation.
They had to, and I think it was a guy that a lot of people have said after, and not me, but everything you read, a lot of people have ranked him number 2 quarterback in the draft, and they said that he is. The pick was what they had to do, and people did say when they said that exactly what I said. It was a decent price to pay for him, but he can't help him. He may fill that spot of a quarterback that they've been looking for, and they said he may not. You know what he's going to be, but he's going to be better than what they had.
Was it nice trading up to get a quarterback without having to mortgage the future again?
Yeah.
Well, you mortgaged one next year's first round.
Yeah, that's
right.
it. That's and a 4th or something. So
deal.
it's next
Whatever.
year, and
If it's the guy, it's the guy. It's well worth
Yeah,
it.
I mean, after you win the Super Bowl this year. I mean,
and the thing is, if this pick,
Hey,
if he ends up
hey.
not being good, every NFL analyst is wrong too. Then because they've all said it's a good pick. So
Yeah,
it's not like they wouldn't have got Trubisky and they were like, oh, they could have took Watson and blah blah. And which that was why it was bad because if San Fran would have took Trubisky, then
Should
you just take
went
Watson.
the other way.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
I don't understand. And they were worried Cleveland was going to jump up. That was a rumor. Well, I mean,
Then pick the 4th guy.
if
so. The Vikings.
yeah,
seriously.
yeah, Mahomes.
Or then move. Then
The
move
Vikings
back.
want.
Yeah,
You found
yeah.
out the Vikings wanted him.
That's what they said today. And who knows if that's true?
Yeah.
I just read it somewhere and I thought, well,
It's rare for me to defend an Ohio State quarterback, but all those other guys were very system quarterbacks. This guy he went through his progressions. He was a good pocket.
I like the part
quarterback.
that he's smart.
Yeah.
He with that test they give guys and they it's not that Wonderlic thing. It was a 130 and that's one of the it was a good score. They said
He's played in cold weather. He's played with a great running game.
He's playing hot weather too. He played at Georgia.
And the thing I didn't know about because you hear more and more. There was back when these Trevor Lawrence and him are the same age. I believe they've got to be. Maybe not. Maybe it's a year behind. Maybe Trevor Lawrence is a year older.
exact day.
Is Justin Fields a senior this year or was he a junior?
Well, he transferred, so I think he was like a 5th year.
Okay, so Justin
It's a 5th
Fields
year.
was and
Lawrence was a junior.
Yeah, Lawrence I would think he was a senior. He played all 3 years.
He played as a true freshman, didn't he?
Yeah, but I thought he could have came out last year and he didn't. And you only come out your junior year in college. Yeah, double check that. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I mean, with his hair, I don't
know. Maybe it is. I thought he could have came out the year before and he didn't, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I know junior years are earliest you can come out, so you might be right. But yeah, if he started freshman, that would be 3 years. So
yeah,
I don't know. But he did. There was a camp they had, and it was some kind of camp they awarded whatever, and I guess Justin Fields won the camp.
Okay.
So, but that was 3 years before, and obviously things change. And
It
Trevor
makes
Lawrence, I believe, is going to be a good quarterback. So, whatever. He's got sweet hair. That's all that matters.
It does.
Did you find it at or no? What year it was?
Not yet.
Okay. So
doesn't say they don't
anything else.
They don't really give a shit.
No,
they just keep saying how great.
I just want to say one thing.
Yes.
By the Bears making that.
Oh shit.
Making that pick, they have a chance to make each other right, because whenever the Bears ever drafted a good quarterback and whenever an Ohio State quarterback succeeded, think about that.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah,
really.
that's true.
This is it. They're gonna break the mold.
Well, like I said with the Hall of Fame, man, Hall of Fame's high expectations, obviously. But like I said, you look at the whole list and it's like you look at schools, they don't, Cal's a perfect example. Right. It's Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And remember, Jim Tedford was the quarterback guru all these years. All these guys that went through, and none of them made it, but Rodgers did.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think where he come from matters. When we talked about San Fran situation, I will honestly admit I like Mac Jones better for San Fran. I said, now for the Bears getting him and him being that ranked, I'll have to take it because I'll have to see what happens. I'm not going to argue with it. It makes it, because they weren't going to survive with Dalton. That's 1 year Dalton, what happens next year then, and the next year, and the next year.
Yeah, just ask the Cowboys that.
And teams do look at this. Hopefully the Bears looked at this, and with Pace and Nagy being against the wall a little bit, they might have, but some teams do actually go, okay, so do we trade up here and get this guy, or next year if we suck again, what's next year's draft? This draft was pretty quarterback rich if you think about it. So I don't know. I doubt they did that, because I know it's just the only thing that bothers me is that Nagy and Pace were against the wall, and they trade away picks to get these two guys, and I like the picks, but they have to work. Well, the lineman was a very good pick, because I think he'll work out no matter what. He's a lineman.
It's a great pick.
He's a lineman. Linemen that are ranked high usually are good unless they get some kind of injury or something crazy. So, but yeah,
it'll be great to hear the story about how they got Fields, because you'll hear about this later on, I'm sure, where they're going to say, hey, we had to do this because of this, especially if this guy's a success 2 or 3 years down the road here, they're going to want to, toot their own horn.
we do have some insiders who are friends of the show with the Bears, so we could probably ask around a little bit on that.
Yeah, reach out. That guy behind what dumpster is he?
No,
the Bear expert.
I painted his house.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. But anyways,
who's that?
Is that some sort of sexual term, painting his house?
Like, what I was gonna say, what the hell was I gonna say? No.
Hey, you're like me. What the hell?
What I was gonna say. The problem is now if they draft Fields and he's not completely ready, is Pace gonna throw him in there because he has to? That's the other problem.
Well, that'll be on Nagy, and who knows?
Because they have to win. They have to this year.
Yeah.
So are they going to just force them in there and hopefully they can fill the seats and run them through a grinder?
Well, there's been, you look at the history of the game, and there's been a few that started from day one and that's worked out.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
And Peyton Manning, his rookie year, he started from day one. He was
horrible,
god awful.
Yeah,
he was terrible.
Did you see the comment that so supposedly he was talking to Urban Meyer, and Peyton Manning obviously is hilarious, but he told Urban Meyer, he told Trevor Lawrence, I think, he goes, tell Urban Meyer that he needs to start you every play, every down of your rookie season so that you could break my record of 28 interceptions.
I saw that. It was awesome.
Yeah, because that's a lot of pressure on a kid, especially on a team that's not, the Jaguars are.
And that's the one thing I'll say about the Bears. If you think about the Bears, they don't have a terrible roster. Their defense is good. It's not as good as 2 years ago, but it's good enough.
Team.
It's good enough. Well,
this
year was a asterisk playoff because he wouldn't have made it a normal year. And I offensive wise, now they got the line a little better. And Cole Kmet the last few games came into his own. They had Dave Montgomery who played better. So I think that I don't know. Their roster is but I do feel I see what you're saying about Trevor Lawrence. It's kind of it's feel bad for the kid. If he gets thrown in we'll see. So that's the NFC North. So what
run, Trevor, run.
Yeah.
Run, Trevor.
What's that? That's going potty.
Yeah, he's going potty.
Well, when he gets back, we could talk. Let's talk about some picks that
he's had a half a can of pap, so he's like.
Let's talk about a few players that maybe you thought. I'll bring up one guy. The most intriguing pick of the draft to me, and it was very intriguing to a lot of people, was Davis Mills to the Texans. the quarterback from Stanford,
Hmm.
who was a lot of people had said he could be a starter one day, and you never know. He has that chance to be. So what does that say about Deshaun Watson?
Oh, he's done.
Because that's weirder than the Jordan Love thing, because Deshaun Watson's 20.
What pick was he?
Third round pick, 67th overall, for a team that has tons of needs, like tons of needs. They had like when they showed it on the bottom of the screen this weekend, they had the most needs of anybody.
Yeah,
like almost they were up
kind
there.
of a crappy team.
Where I was talking about the most intriguing pick to me, and I heard about it, was the quarterback pick by the Texans in the third round, Davis Mills from Stanford.
Is
And what it
Davis
says to me-
Mills? You said
Davis Mills, yes. And they said he has a chance to be a good quarterback and that whatever. But what intrigues me now, this is even weirder than Jordan Love pick, because you're talking about Deshaun Watson, who's just signed a huge contract, is very young. You're not drafting backups in the third round. I think they see the writing on the wall. I don't think there's more reports on now. Deshaun Watson might not play this year.
I don't think he's going.
Lots of litigation.
Yeah, but they're not going to put a third round quarterback out there. Well, it doesn't really matter. They suck.
Well, that's the thing. They have
That's
so
my
many
point.
They have so many needs. Why not draft something that's going to make your team better?
And bring in Nick Foles.
Yeah, well,
Or
not even that. Not even
Fitzpatrick
that.
type guy.
I mean, if you're
Gardner Minshew,
or
Yeah,
in the first,
you're not winning
Sexy.
this year.
or trade in the first round and grab a quarterback. Screw
Yeah,
it,
why
we're
did
done
they
with
not-
Deshaun Watson.
yeah. Why did they not jump in the first round?
But I thought it was a crazy. I thought it was intriguing to me to pick third round to pick I guess would you
that's
say
a name? That's a name to watch now.
and
I mean,
he's going to be their backup then if Deshaun Watson is going to play. So it's your backup in the third round. That's just weird to me.
Now, if Deshaun doesn't play, they're going to have a different quarterback come in, I'm guessing.
Who knows?
They got to.
there's a lot of guys out there.
Yeah, bring in Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, they like I said, they like Mills a lot. A lot of scouts did. Pro style offense he played in. But like I said, it's just a weird pick to me. Just strange. Any other picks that stuck out to you guys at all, or something you really liked? I got a few on here, but anything before you guys say anything? I don't want to take it away from you guys. So anything that jumped up, any like good sleepers you think, or even first round guy, just a guy you liked that was just a pick you like. I like that guy. I like
that guy.
Yeah. So anybody got anything? Willie, you got a bunch of papers there.
I have lots of papers all the time. I like to
Poor trees.
Killing trees. What about Rashad Bateman with Minnesota going to the Ravens?
Yep.
I mean, that was, a lot of people talk about him. 6 foot, 193 pounds. I mean, I saw him play against Michigan. Well, it was the first game of the season. Michigan actually won that game, but he showed up. Hop, what do you think? You can jump on that? But no, I mean,
Was Hop our only follower? Tonight?
Yeah, it's weird.
We can't tell. I can't. It's not the thing's not working tonight, so I don't know. Because it's on Facebook, it says one, but all the other ones combined, so it'd be more than one. But it's just weird. I don't know. Anything? And you got anything, Eric or Ed? Anybody you liked in the?
I mean, Kyle Pitts is going to be fun to watch.
Hops thumbs up to Bateman. He said.
Yeah. Thank you,
Kyle Pitts. Okay.
I mean, I focused on the NFC North, but I did jot down who I think could be potential rookies of the year.
Okay.
I mean, and I'm not going out on a limb. You just mentioned Pitts. That's one of them. Devonta Smith, just because he's going to get a lot of opportunities in Philly. On the defensive side, I kind of like Newsome, just because it's a guy that's going to win an award like that's probably going to be on a team that's successful, and the Browns are already kind of on their way. Philly could be in the mix in that terrible division. So, and Atlanta, who knows? I mean, Atlanta could be in the mix as well, or at least a 9-7 type of team. So that's all I got is just kind of who I think might be the rookies of the year.
If we're talking rookie of the year, I'm going to put my money on Najee Harris from the Steelers.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah,
they have no backs.
He's a good dude too.
Yeah,
what a great story.
Just a great guy. Yeah, every time you hear about him, it's like, wow.
It's a good story to inject him into the NFL. That's great.
Yeah,
I like
that's
his
what
hair too. His hair.
He's got we saw last week.
He's the whole
He's a
package.
good looking guy too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You watch him, like he can't stop looking at him.
Yeah,
it's like a mannequin. It's awesome.
Yeah.
All these things.
Is that creepy?
All these
or not?
great,
No,
great.
it's awesome.
I
Yeah,
know.
all these great positive qualities. It reminds me of Darren Sharper. He was a nice guy. All this, he was good looking.
You're talking about Najee there, and he went to Alabama. So this goes to show you that Alabama just doesn't hire, hire. Look at that.
Yeah.
Thugs, you're saying.
Recruit, 5 stars. This kid absolutely had some.
Their running backs usually don't
upside to
pan
him.
out though.
No, that Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that Derrick
Henry.
Mark Ingram.
Oh, man.
Terrible.
Marginal at best. Yeah.
Well,
Glenn
Lacey-
Hanneman says he's here. Why isn't he here though?
Glenn Hanneman, I'm here.
Bob Pettit says
Wow.
you're not that unlucky. More of us here. So
Oh, it's great. I thought we were speaking to an empty room.
Does that mean
Crickets.
he's upstairs? Is he trying to get in the house?
I don't know.
That's why the dog's howling upstairs.
Yeah.
Scott, call your mom. See who's at the door.
Mom, meatloaf. Let me think. Another guy I liked, and I
Pick
can't
up your
find out on
skateboard.
here. Intrigue. Nice. I like to pick by the Buccaneers. Kyle Trask in the second round. Obviously, I don't think Tom Brady's playing until he's 50. I'm guessing. Like, who knows?
Shit, I mean, are we going to doubt
He
it?
wants to. I don't know.
I'm
I mean,
picking Mac Jones.
though,
for the rookie of the
every
year.
pick Tampa Bay had this year, I'm going to use this. Every pick Tampa Bay had this year was a luxury pick.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the
They
same
brought
thing.
her back. They brought every single starter come back.
Did they pick Jordan Love?
No, but it was a luxury. It was luxury. I had a late football meeting, then a few practice, so I decided to stay home tonight. Glenn, he said.
Oh, he's playing football again?
I guess he's suiting up.
Glenn, we're trying to do a show here. I mean, just text us. Like, jeez.
So yeah, those I like I said, my favorite player overall in this draft. I mean, as a kind of a rookie of the year type guy is Najee Harris. I think Steelers and the way they just play and
Okay,
great pass catcher too.
Who's Mr. Irrelevant?
It was some guy with sweet long hair. I can't remember his name though.
Trevor Lawrence.
No, oh, you mean
No, I'm just kidding.
No, like-
was it the guy with sweet long
yeah,
hair?
he was like a
Has there ever been a Mr. Irrelevant that's been
Like
a
a
successful?
yeah. Who was there was a couple that were
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that was now. But
look it up on
Look
your
it up.
fancy
But
things.
one more for me. Rondale Moore from Purdue. He went to the Cardinals. So you got DeAndre Hopkins, who's this tall, and you got Rondale Moore, who's like 5'7". I think that was a year that they beat Ohio State.
Okay.
Purdue did. It was
Okay.
basically because of this.
Oh
kid.
yeah, the receiver, right? You're talking about-
Yes,
He had a
yes.
huge game
Yes,
in that game. Yeah,
absolutely.
The best name and my favorite name in the draft is Quiddy Payne,
Oh, I like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I like
and
that.
I do like that pick. He's a good.
Yeah,
he's good for
he
Indy.
fell. He fell
Yeah,
a lot. Yeah.
he fell to the 21st pick, and I like the way he plays. And
Is that really the best name though? I mean,
Well, I
look,
just-
go to the Lions roster.
Quiddy
right
Payne.
now.
No, it sounds like a DJ.
It does. It's pretty
Now on
simple.
stage for Quiddy Payne in the house.
house.
I don't know. It sounds like not on stage, not like a stripper. You're not a stripper. I don't know.
Mike Green was for the Bears.
Oh
was,
yeah, Mike Green was a misrelevant.
and he played
Notre Dame?
quite a bit. John Tuggle for the Giants,
Tuggle.
special teams player of the year.
The
Uh,
best.
Tyrone McGriff. I don't
Crime
remember.
Dog.
I think it was
Takes a
his
bite out of something.
senior.
Oh, okay.
The most successful Mr. Irrelevant since 1994, drafted by the Steelers.
Glenn
Made
said
the all rookie team the same year.
Glenn said a walk-on Green Bay quarterback this season.
From Whitewater.
Hey, the kid from Whitewater got drafted. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Quinn Minards.
He's from Canada. He's a Canadian. He's a Canuck,
No,
correct?
he played at Hartford.
And what about our
Wait,
Kenosha?
he's
our
a Canuck,
Kenosha
though,
guy?
right? He's from Canada, I think.
No, he played at Hartford in high school. Is what I read.
His
Hartford Union.
Then you know
something
what?
like
Then
that?
he did his video in Canada. Maybe he went back to. Maybe he's in Canada.
Maybe he's
there.
from.
Maybe he's stuck in Canada.
You're talking about Meisnerts or
Minor-
Maybe he's stuck in Canada. He can't get out.
Ryan Suckup was Mr. Irrelevant.
Ooh,
Yes,
Ryan
he
Suckup.
was the best at 2009 NFL draft.
Huh, Ryan Suckup. Oh yeah, there was a kicker taken. Who took a kicker? I can't remember. Someone took the best kicker available, best kicker in the draft, like in the 5th round or 4th round.
Yeah, because he was going to get picked 12 times after that. Nobody else.
Oh yeah, you know what we're gonna talk about? Jeff brings it up. Nixon did get drafted by the Carolina Panthers in the 5th round.
That's what I was just saying.
And they say I did see it on here. That was this analyst's in my hand. His favorite pick for the Carolina Panthers was him,
Really?
the 5th round pick. And I do. He is a big kid. He played in a good program, and he was defensive player of the year in the Big Ten. So that's I believe he was. So it's not saying
He
much.
went-
Why did
What
he
the-
drop so much?
Oh, Glenn said his parents had a place in Canada. That's where he was training. That's why it was in Canada.
Okay. Ah.
Yep. So yeah, Nixon. I'm not sure. I mean, defense tackle was kind of heavy this year. A lot of players.
They
A lot
usually
of-
are pretty heavy.
A lot of tackles. I was at Mason's this week.
We talked about it last night.
They were having their the Nixon draft party was there tonight. And it's a shame he didn't get drafted. That was kind of cool if we would have saw him get drafted and everything, but because I would have got on TV, I'd be like,
That was the second. Then the
Bench
second night
warmers.
yeah, he got drafted on Saturday.
on Saturday.
Yeah, in the right early in the 5th or mid 5th. So, but hey, good for him. Good place, I think, for him, Carolina.
Yeah.
But yeah, they say they like that pick a lot.
Did you know that the New York Jets picked a player two players with the
Same name. Yep.
Michael Carter.
Michael Carter. Coach Carter.
Yes. Running back and a what was it? Cornerback from Duke.
So anything else before we go?
I wish Glenn was here. It'd be so much more interesting.
Only
It'd be nice.
Only when he brings sausage.
Old little sausage.
His little sausage.
That's what she said.
Ever since I gave him that nickname, he hasn't come back.
That's
Did you
true.
notice that?
Yeah. Because Amy's like, how they know?
Baby, come back.
Do we got some random thoughts, or
Yeah.
is that where we're at?
Eric's got to leave us.
Yeah, I gotta pick up my son, but I don't really have any random.
That's what he calls scoping the skate park.
Yeah, buddy. Yep, you know how I do it.
We have any top tens?
Well, let's real quick. What's your closing thought, Eric?
I don't know if I really have a closing.
Okay, and take care.
Jordan Love.
Don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way.
Jordan Love, look it up. Thanks, guys. Been a great show. So I'll see you next week.
Okay.
2 weeks PGA Championship. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, we should start strategizing. Maybe a little. Willie could throw together a little pool for that. Maybe.
Yeah, we should do that.
That's fun doing the golf major
Yeah.
pools. Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually win them, so it's fun for me.
Because I pick by the funny names.
Yeah. But Matsuyama won the Masters. so
I know. If we'd have done it this,
Yeah.
I would have killed it.
that
Right.
Japanese kid.
No, that what was
The Japanese boy.
The Japanese boy. Oh boy.
oh boy.
Actually, I got something about that.
All right. Well, I'm
I've
gonna
seen
leave.
this-
Eric, take care.
I gotta go, Ed. So
You have a good night.
I'll listen to it
Okay.
later.
Turn on
in a
Facebook on the
couple
way
days.
home in the car.
And have a good night.
Take care.
Yeah.
Thank
Go-
God
to
he's
go-
gone.
To go back to that Japanese boy, he's not even gone yet.
Oh crap!
I saw this I was watching CNN, and they reported that about half the Americans who watched Joe Biden's speech to Congress last week had a very positive reaction. And both of them feel the country is moving in the right direction.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, that was the
Good
I had to
stuff.
connect
Good
somehow
stuff.
there.
So any random thought? What do you got, Willie? Willie's looking at.
I got some stuff
Willie's
here.
looking at his trapper keeper over here. Let's see what he's got next.
I got some quotes from the draft.
Okay. Can we guess who said them?
Yeah, you can do this. A stunned silence has fallen over our set. This is from the draft. This is from the ESPN.
That was
draft.
Mike Greenberg.
You are correct. Why?
Because when they drafted, it was someone that was drafted. That was weird.
Alex Leatherwood,
Oh,
17th in the first round.
Yeah, and he was like not supposed to go to the second or third round, supposedly.
What
But you know, maybe he ends up being a all-pro left a guard. He's a guard, right? Too.
I guess.
I believe so. Yeah. Leatherwood. Leatherface was
Leatherwood.
another murderer, right? In a
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, he was Leatherface.
Who was
yeah.
What was
Check Texas Chainsaw
Texas-
Massacre.
yeah,
for
okay.
sure.
That was a Wisconsin, originally.
Yeah.
So, what do you think Mac Jones said an hour after he was drafted by the Patriots?
He said,
Yippee.
Roll Tide.
Going to Disneyland.
Secretly, I wanted to go to the Patriots all along.
Yeah, right.
What do you think the percentage was for the percentage was? ESPN Packers reporter Rob Demovsky, who has a good relationship with Aaron Rodgers, to ESPN Radio on the chances that Rodgers plays for the team in 2021. What was the percentage?
40% chance.
75.
5. Less than 5, he says.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. We were way off. I know you were way off.
I
but-
was way off.
What do you think that Cleveland quarterback Baker Mayfield is a firm believer in?
Baker Mayfield. Oh, UFOs.
And what else?
And something else.
He roams the Northwest. He or she might.
You thinking Sasquatches?
Bigfoot.
There you go.
Sasquatch,
hey.
Really? He believes in Sasquatches? There's like 4 billion game cameras sold every year. Not one freaking person's ever got a picture of one.
No. So,
And the other thing, just to go up on this, I work out in Elkhorn a lot, and we drive down Bray Road as a shortcut, and supposedly there's the Beast of Bray Road. It's been on all the shows. It's kind of like a Sasquatch type thing, and you see these guys come out there and they're like the woods and all. You know, have you ever seen any of these shows?
No, I have not.
Oh, it's hilarious. They'll be out there. The swamps are thick out here, and I'm like, look in the fucking snow for footprints. Jesus Christ! How hard it would be to find one out in Elkhorn. Jesus.
We were all here for this. What did Roger Goodell say at the start of the draft?
It's good to be back.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
something that he would say on this show.
I love you guys.
I didn't come out of my basement for nothing. Come on.
Oh, we should get that clip, get that voice clip.
Yeah, there
That's
you go.
right.
Perfect.
And then what do you let's see, how should I preface this question here? What do you think that Baltimore defensive coordinator Wink Martindale, believe it or not,
Tic-tac-toe.
yes,
Yeah.
on his
Joker's
first
wild.
round edge rusher Odafe Owe.
What do you say about him?
Yes.
This guy's a monster.
I can't even say his name.
That's good. When he gets to the quarterback, he's not in a good mood.
That's a great line.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Did we mention in the last week or the week before that Carthage College won their first D3 championship ever?
Oh, yeah.
In men's volleyball.
You were going to, but
I think I got cut off.
You did.
Yeah. Okay. Just so we did. So in their history,
Men's
first,
volleyball.
first championship.
Well,
So a kid that works with me, his brother's on that team
okay.
from Illinois. So
Nice.
Nice.
so they couldn't go to his graduation because they were playing the national championship that day.
Whatever.
Yeah. What would you rather play the national championship or go to a stupid graduation?
Yeah, really.
All right. So I was down in Florida this week, and when we were coming back yesterday on the plane, they give you this the stupid pre-flight safety lecture, and now with COVID, the stewardess tells you have to remove your COVID mask before you put on your oxygen mask when they fall from the ceiling. Did you ever seen these now? So she's like explaining, you got to pull it. And I'm like, screw that. No way I'm risking COVID when we're plummeting towards the ocean in a 35,000 foot uncontrolled dive. Jesus Christ, lady, follow the science.
Had you thought about that?
What's that? I was when she was sitting there. I'm like, what a stupid thing to say. We're gonna be freaking dead either way. I don't want to get COVID.
It's gonna be like a scene from Airplane.
Yeah.
I thought you would have been, had some other thoughts.
Prepare
about
for crash
some of
positions.
your seating partners there.
Oh
No. Yeah, no.
No, we're not going there. We're not going
Have you
there.
guys been on vacation though lately or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you like me when you after a couple days you miss the little things, like taking a dump on your own toilet?
Home turf.
Yeah, I'm sitting there yesterday. I'm like, God, this toilet sucks compared to mine at home. It just doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I like it when my nuts lay on the water, huh? Water was too low there.
Water landing.
And
It's like a duck.
Willie's balls can be used as an inflatable device if there is a water landing.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. You ever see the movie Jackass when he's walking? Or no, Dirty Grandpa was when he was walking around with the balls hanging out of his pants. That's Willie's like the normally. Yeah, it's Willie normally. It's not prosthetics. It's real stuff.
I think we saw that last year up in Fondy, where that guy going with a wheelchair down the street.
Actually, in softball, back in the days in softball in Lincoln Park, you used to put a rake on that thing. You just walk around the field.
Willie, redirect the field again.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Good stuff. Any more random thoughts? No.
No, just I mean, I could finish it. I was
That's
talking.
what she said.
I was talking about the toilet, but today I actually had constipation so bad I needed a C-section.
Jesus.
You're listening to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers, and our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com.
So let's finish with the show tonight. For Eric, Ed, and Willie, before we go, closing thoughts. Ed. Oh, guys.
Have you guys noticed that the inequity is everywhere now? We are so woke. All these years I was blind to the systemic differences in society. Why, just today I was in a low income area and I stopped to grab a snack and everything's flaming hot there. Everything. You got flaming hot Cheetos, Doritos, Ruffles, Lay's, white cheddar popcorn, flaming hot Funyuns, kettle cooked chips, Cheetos flaming hot lemon, lemon, Lay's flaming hot dill pickle. At my neighborhood Quick Trip, we don't get these options. I believe we need the federal government to intervene so I can get my flaming hot fix on a daily basis.
Flaming hot's yummy.
I know, and we don't get it.
Flaming Hot Funyuns are awesome, and they discontinue them.
You never see it like in the. They discontinued.
They're getting rid of them. Yeah, Flaming Hot Funyuns.
I better order.
Do you like Funyuns?
What? No.
There's just inequality though in the suburbs. We just don't
They're
get Flaming
onions.
Hots.
You get plain J Lays.
I know.
I hate
we get all those
chips.
white people chips.
It's terrible.
They have these chips out. Doritos make. They're called roulette. So you have these chips in there, and then they have like
There's a real hot one in there. Right?
real hot one.
We got to get those
Well,
for the
we're-
show one
We're
night.
gonna do it for a show.
And put them
one
in a
night.
bowl. Everybody's got to keep eating until they're gone.
Oh,
he has
good.
the hot sauce. Yeah, we'll do that one night.
We're
Let
gonna
me
do
see
it.
that once.
The hot sauce challenge.
What's it? Oh my goodness. Wasabi, I will not do.
Yep, we're gonna do it.
I don't like wasabi.
Yeah, but
So
it's
I
good
will not
for
do
you.
it. Ooh, kicking ass bacon hot sauce.
Spanking hot.
Spontaneous combustion hot sauce. We're gonna get like little crackers and dip them on and try.
Yeah,
it?
something like that.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll do that.
Until we throw up.
Okay. So yeah, that'd be good radio or good podcasting right there.
Better radio.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
They got radio voices.
Well, it's really hot. So Willie, any closing thoughts?
No, I don't have any. I don't think.
Sorry, I took all your time.
No, no, I don't have any right now. No, I don't. Sorry.
So we are the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Eric's gone, but we got just left, but Ed and Willie are still here. So we'll ask me for go. Rest in peace to our friend John Perez, who passed away yesterday at the age of 50. You think everybody's wearing tank tops and having the night just for fun?
There is a big group at Finney's tonight. I just got a text from there, so I might be heading there after I get out of here. So go have a Miller Lite for him. That's what
You sure you want to borrow a tank top anyway?
I should cut one off.
Once again, we are the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. For the guys here, it was a good show tonight. Thanks a lot, guys. And once again, rest in peace, John Perez.